agree with like the other emotional stuff. Like I really didn't. This is gonna sound really mean, but I really didn't care about Deborah, Helena's sister. Like it just wasn't executed well, like you said. Like it was just like, oh, okay, well, that's sad and all, but it doesn't really, you know, get to me the way. I don't know why with Pierce they did like such a good job, and maybe it's Roger Craig Smith too. We got to give him credit because like when he screams like no, and he's like banging on the thing at the end, I'm like, oh my god, it's like so good. So some stuff's just done well in that game, like emotion wise, and then other things are just kind of like eh. So I guess I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, like this is all subjective for other people because like you know, like I personally like two sad moments in the franchise, you know, for me that I can recall would be you know, like the death of Steve or like you know, like Sheva like mentioning like, you know, when Chris like finally asks her like, all right chick, like what's your story, you know, like you know, she talks about like her parents and then she just kind of like, you know, shifts it back to him, you know, and you know, like I like moments like that, it's like, okay, so damn, like that really that's not, you know, like that really is sad. But then other people will be like, okay, I didn't really find Steve's death, you know, sad because he was fucking annoying as fuck, you know. So
no, I get it, yeah. Well, yeah, it's all about perspective and all about that totally. I think the reason why I think Steve's death personally is really good and effective, I think, is because, and again, I know I fucking blow smoke all the time and I talk about the voice actors a lot, but Allison Court acted the shit out of that scene. Like when she cries and she gets emotional, and I'm not talking about the Dark Side Chronicle one, which is amazing as well. I'm talking about the actual Code Veronica game. Whereas, yes, Steve is is kind of annoying up to a certain point in that game, but I think that was like, I don't know if that was intentional, maybe not. Maybe they were trying to make him this cool guy, but I don't know.
He's not
kind of
annoying. He's not annoying in an Ashley way. He's annoying in a very endearing, like, oh, he's
a way where you're just like,
way.
yeah. I honestly, like, I've grown to love Steve. When I first, you know, got into Resident Evil and I really started to play them myself and get into the characters, I'm like, oh, I fucking hate Steve, blah, blah, blah. Like, I absolutely hated him, and I'll admit that. But then, as time went on, especially now when I go back and play Code Veronica, he's just like one of the best parts of that game because of his funny like moments and dialogue and lines and cheesiness. I love it. So I do think his death is pretty effective. But again, like you're saying, some people might look at that scene and be like, oh, you know, this is whatever, fuck him, whatever. I don't know. But
yeah, exactly. You know, and that's, you know, that's totally fine. And
everybody sees things in a certain way or a different way, and that's fine. And it's like with me with Billy, like I'm obsessed with that motherfucker. As everybody knows that follows me on Twitter, I will mention him every now and then. Like every I think 3 months I'll mention something about Billy Cohen, a character that hasn't been around since 2001. When did Zero come out? 2001, 2002. Like, 2002. And I still mention him all the time. I will never give up. But I think talking about sad moments, like when he tells his story about the military, and you're totally blindsided by it because you're meant to, at that point, to think he's like an asshole, like he's like this, you know, Marine that fucking whatever, oh, he's wanted, like he killed 23. That's the whole thing, he killed 23 people and whatever. And then when you find out his actual story, you're like, holy shit, this poor fucking guy, this is awful. I don't know. I just yeah, he's just trying to, and he ends up being so nice and awesome when he deals with Rebecca. He's I mean, at first he just tries to piss her off when he what does he call her in the beginning? He's trolling her in the beginning. He's like, listen, little girl, in case you haven't noticed, don't call me little girl. All right, Miss Do It Yourself. He's just so cool though. Okay, let's be honest. Billy Cohen, if we're gonna move on to the next character we're talking about, which I'm sure we'll probably get through all of them, but Billy, I love how I don't think he's just he works and I want him to come back so bad because of his sad story. That's a big part of it, but he also was so fucking cool. I can't even think of another word to describe him to be more descriptive. He was just fucking cool and badass. He had the tattoo, he had this look, he had this whole attitude towards Rebecca. At first he was kind of cold and standoffish at first because obviously, you know, he knew what the fuck went down. He knew he was wanted for no fucking reason, but I love that he doesn't feel the need to explain that to Rebecca at first. He's just like, fuck this girl, she thinks I'm this guy, so I'm gonna be this guy, I'm gonna be this asshole guy at first. But then he ends up working with her and being kind of a protective person. Not to say Rebecca can't handle herself, but you know how Rebecca is in that fucking game. You get hit once and you're fucking in danger. And she spoke, but I don't get offended by that. Some people are like, oh, that game's so sexist because Billy's the tough guy and Rebecca's the brains of the, but I like that. I personally think that works for both characters. I think Rebecca, is sort of meant to be weaker. She's young. She isn't trained in the way that Jill might be or whatever. So I think it's okay that she is sort of naive going into this whole thing. And then, you know, she was trained as a medic first and foremost. Like she's used to being the healer and the protector, not like this, okay, I got to use a gun type thing. But she handles herself and she does pretty well. But then Billy being her sort of counterpart of like the tough guy, but he's an idiot and he can't mix herbs. I love that. That he just can't mix herbs. So, I don't know. I just love their whole dynamic. I love Billy as a character. I loved everything about him and her, like their whole thing. So the question I've been burning to ask, Josh, what do you think about Billy Cohen? Which I think we've talked about it before, and I'm pretty sure I know that you like him as well. But like, what's your honest opinion on him as a character?
Honestly, like Billy Cohen, like I can't even say like. You know how you can like pick characters in the franchise and you know that it's kind of like 50-50 between them? Like between who likes them and who doesn't. But like with Billy, I don't think that there's anybody that's like, oh, I don't like that character.
I don't like him. Right.
You know, because it's either like, you know, he didn't really resonate with you to the point where like, you know, you just identified with him or you just liked him. You know, it wasn't ever like because he was this way, this is why I don't like him. Like I've never heard anybody actually say that they don't like Billy Cohen.
That's actually true.
He's such a good character, you know.
He really is. He was done so fucking well. Yeah,
like perfectly. And you know, like I loved his character, you know, like I would love some sort of an update on him.
Me too.
You know, like, okay, so even if he doesn't appear again, you know, like, it would be nice to know, like...
To know what happened. Well, what do you think of there's so many fan theories out there, I mean, with anything in Resident Evil, not just... But what do you think? And I'm not just going to talk about one, I'm going to talk about two theories that I've heard. So the first one is a big one that people have heard about, and I actually posted something about it on Twitter, and I think you responded to it, Josh, so I'm pretty sure you know which one I'm going to mention first, but maybe not. So that is the theory that Billy was actually Nemesis in RE3, that he was somehow captured by Umbrella in this short span of time and made into this thing that goes after STARS members. And Dylan made a good point in why people think this is because, like, remember in the beginning, the very beginning of RE0, where you first run into Billy, you first meet him, and he goes, oh yeah, you're with STARS. And the way he says STARS, the voice actor David Webster, who I absolutely love, drags out STARS a little bit. And I don't know if that was just like a nod to the original game, like maybe the voice actor David Webster, who voices Billy, maybe he had played the games, and maybe he was just doing it to be, you know, cute. I don't know, but he says it like that, and people are like, "Oh, well, that means he's Nemesis," and I'm like, that doesn't really mean that, but okay. So, so what do you think about that first theory of him being Nemesis? Possibly being Nemesis.
Honestly, with that theory, like, okay, so regarding Nemesis. You know, sometimes it's easy to forget that, you know, Nemesis was once even a human, you know?
Right.
That's how it was for me, because, like, in the original Resident Evil 3, like, you know, like, okay, so take a look at the Resident Evil 3 remake, for example. Like, it looks like they're really going to go into the background of his, like, inception and, like, how he was made, you know?
Right.
Inception. But yeah, like, you know, and how he's made and everything.
Yeah.
But this, in the original Resident Evil 3, like, this fucker just plopped out of the sky between you and Bradley, you know, and just, like, stars, like, out of nowhere, so there's no kind of, like, backstory on this thing, you know, and it's just, like, this huge monster.
Which I kind of like, though. I kind of like that scary aspect of it, of not really knowing what the fuck's going on, but I guess some people want more of, like, what he actually is, which is fine, but, like, to me, I like the mystery of, like, he's just some fucking thing that was created by Umbrella to hunt down stars. Like, you don't really need much more explanation, but I guess some people like that.
Yeah, definitely, you know, and with you know, the whole theory that Billy is him, honestly, it's weird because, like where do the ground to think that, you know, like, where does this theory come from? And then on top of that, there's these Resident Evil Chinese manhwa or something like that. That it's like these kind of comic books that they were back in the day, like they were made back in the day. I don't know if those are considered canon, but I do know that in those books that Nemesis was actually like a boxer or something. Like,
I heard that. I've never read those, but I've heard that like that being canon. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're not canon, but I've heard that too. That's funny. He was a boxer. That's why he's fucking badass. That's actually really, really funny.
Like, he had like a whole family or something, and then all of a sudden,
oh wow,
taken by Umbrella, or he owed them money, or just some weird.
Some Mike Tyson got taken by Umbrella.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's actually funny. Well, so, okay, well, that's, like, I don't know, that theory always kind of, like, bothered me, too, because I'm like, you know, what is the basis for that other than, like, oh, he says stars weird in the beginning, and I think some fans maybe are just trying to search for any explanation because Billy has never been brought back or even mentioned again, which is kind of fucked up and sad. But what do you think? So the other theory is a little less, it's a little more, I guess, realistic that this could have happened, and maybe a sort of a lazy way for Capcom to write him off if this is the truth, but I don't know, because, again, this is just a fan theory. Some people believe that he just died in the Raccoon City like explosion. Like, what do you think about like that Billy just never made it out? Yeah.
Oh god.
I got grabbed.
Oh no.
I'm good
Honestly, I feel like okay, so just using common sense here, because so again, like, and this is you know, because like there was this theory as well before Vendetta came out, and you know, we got to see Rebecca again.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't for a long time, so there was this theory that, you know, Nemesis killed her off screen in Raccoon City. He was.
Oh really? Oh yeah. Shit! I didn't know that. That's interesting. I didn't know that there was a theory about her with that. That's interesting.
Yeah, because, you know, like, she hadn't been in the new canon entry, but then Vendetta finally came out. So
right.
Like, okay, now she's working at university, like, you know, scientists and all that stuff or whatever. So, with Billy, you know, it's like, at this point, I just feel like, you know, obviously, like, you know, people are dying for lore and, like, you know, closure.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, you know,
which is probably why that these series exist. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. That being said, though, like, I feel like if you're a fugitive and you just got set free, like, why would you go to a fully populated city, like,
true.
in the first place? Like, I think that as soon as Rebecca, like, took off his handcuff, like, he just went to, like, Barbados or something.
He was just chilling, like, in the Caribbean, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and decided, like, okay.
Drinking some pina colada, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, you know, because he wasn't
no, I agree.
exactly absolved of his crime. Like, it wasn't like, you know, it was.
It's not like he was proven to be innocent or yeah. Like we knew, and Rebecca, like you know, us Resident Evil fans, and Rebecca's supposed to know the truth, but nobody else knows. He's still wanted at that point. So yeah.
Yeah.
What about Brandi when we watched Nightmare from Umbrella Chronicles?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Remember when there's that cutscene where Rebecca's looking out the window and she sees Sergey and Ivan and the dogs and they're holding a body bag? Remember when I said, what if Rebecca's looking out that window because she has a connection to Billy and he's in the body bag? And you kind of
don't make me sad. You're gonna make me cry. Well, yeah, because the theory I think is. I think the theory went like more in depth. If I go more in depth about it, is that he gets lost in the Raccoon City like forest or whatever. Because like, I mean, they still are in there when they get out of the training facility from RE0 and it blows up. So I think the theory goes that Billy got lost in the forest and actually just ended up dying by either like starvation, which I wouldn't want to think about that, or there was dogs, other creatures of the forest that got him, and I'm like, that I wouldn't want to think Billy would succumb to that shit. Like, he was so tough. I feel like he would have gotten out of Raccoon. I really do feel like he would have somehow gotten out before. Yeah, like I wouldn't want to think that he just he's just written off. He just died in the Raccoon City. Like, no.
Yeah, like, because after the events of Resident Evil 0, like, if you're telling me that you're just gonna kill him off by him wandering into the forest and getting wrecked by some zombie dogs, like, that is just so.
I know. Like, he fought eliminators. Do you know how fucking tough eliminators are? The fucking monkey things, like, they fuck those. And Leech he wouldn't have fucking died by a pack of dogs. I really don't think so. I think he was way more.
Exactly. Like, he, like, I'm sure he lived to tell the tale, and I'm sure he's fine. So.
I hope so. I hope we, even if we, I feel like even if we don't get a full game or even him in a, I would have loved to see him in a CG movie. That would have been cool, especially when they brought Rebecca back. But even if we don't get him as a playable actual character, I hope we get like you were just saying, like some type of update where like a file or something where we do know that he's alive, he's good.
Or as simple as, what do we always say, Brandi? It's such a missed opportunity. They couldn't have had one scene in Vendetta I always think of the scene right before Chris comes to her hotel, and
oh, in Vendetta, yeah.
Looks like she took a shower. She has like wet hair. Couldn't there have been a second where before he comes in the room and she takes off the dog tags or takes them out of a drawer and puts them under her shirt? Because she has them, and even a little reference like that would.
Oh yeah, she takes Billy. Yeah, she takes his dog tags at the end, and it's like, what was that even the point of that if you're never going to show them again?
I know, if you're never going to show them again. They never
It
communicate, the people making the games, because I always thought, how come I guess she's maybe hiding them because they'd ask questions, but it would have been interesting and cool to see them.
Well, that's true. She could have been like, oh, he died, I took them because he died. I don't know.
Yeah, but to see, it would have been cool if she was wearing them in remake as well.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree.
Oh, where to my... I don't know where you are, Brandi, because I had to fix something.
Oh, I'm Chris now. I'm jogging up the mountain. I was going to say,
where to my fucking bitch.
Yeah, that's right. You're in the snowy Valkoinen Maki.
Yeah, airport. Oh, Jessica does look pretty hot here. She actually looks like a doll I used to... like a Barbie doll.
Well, that's what I was going to say. She does look... unrealistically hot.
Human poodle here. Like,
I will take that over her monkey hair from the flashback. I don't like her monkey hair.
Oh, her stewardess hair. It looks like she's a stewardess on it. She looks just like a fucking stewardess on a plane. No offense to stewardess. I mean, Jessica's hot, so I guess don't take offense to that.
She's not that attractive with that hair, though.
Like, yeah, but that stewardess thing, and I wasn't really feeling it either. So.
I know. And she's like, yeah, she is a really pretty like character. I don't know why they decided to give her. They were probably just showing like, oh yeah, Jessica's one of them vain girls. She tried every hairstyle ever because she's just, she's one of them girls. It's like, oh yeah, well look at her here. Yeah, oh, she won't stay still. Girl, stay still. I'm trying to look at you. Oh,
what did I say?
She's moving to the side.
I love her model anytime you're playing with her because she's got such like a shit-eating grin on her face that she's totally like. She's the the double crosser and the double agent, and she knows that, and she's like so proud of herself she can't hide her smile. Not even her model can.
Yeah. I do like that she plays dumb. She plays like this ditzy like dumb girl, but she's actually like not because she's the double crosser, but it's interesting. Yeah. Her whole dynamic is, I can see why you like her, Dylan. Like, she's not one of my personal favorites. Like, I don't like her the way you do, I will say that, but I do think she's interesting. And when she like literally falls into Chris on that one part, and like it just holds on to him, and he's just like pushes her away as he's like dealing with, he's all business. Yeah, it's so great. Oh, I'm like, you little. We always say this: if Excella is the representation of Wesker fangirls, then Jessica's the representation of Chris fangirls.
I know, I was saying that to Josh before we started the stream. Or before you jumped in.
She gets like super jealous like of Jill, like,
yeah.
I was just, asking. Remember, she's about to say that here.
Yeah, she was not too thrilled about Jill.
I know.
And
what's there's Jessica has a report like Ada and Wesker, but it's only there's only a Japanese version of it, which kind of sucks. But you know this, Brandi. I'm curious if you know this, Josh. But it's her, and it's on YouTube with English subtitles. But it's her interviewing with someone, and she's supposed to be interviewing with Excella for Tricell,
which is awesome, because I can
she's
see
working
the two
with
of
Tricell
them
here.
Yeah.
But I love one of the lines, and I just would love to have heard it from their English voice actors. Jessica says something about Parker being a dumb shit, and Excella's like, "Oh yeah, he does sound like a dumb shit."
I can hear Excella like saying that. Oh my god. Well, I think Excella and Jessica. Wait, did you know about that, Josh? That report or whatever? Because it is only in Japanese. You have to have it like translated or whatever.
Yeah, I did. I can't remember if I read it or if I read the transcripts or if I watched it with like subtitles. But I did see it, and I do remember, that Jessica and Excella did have their exchange and stuff like that. But,
which is awesome.
Yeah, like hell yeah, But one thing that's like, really kind of like, all right, what are they going to do next? Is we not just Jessica, but we have Raymond. Like, they both met at that cafe.
Yeah.
And they both have samples of the T Abyss virus, and it's like, okay, this is a really fucked up virus, so what are they going to do with this,
Yeah.
And
I wish they would, yeah. There are a lot of things in Resident Evil, like in general, not just like with this game or like where the things are just never fully explained or there's no closure. And I'm like, man, I really kind of wish that they would have went. I mean, we even got a whole build up with separate ways with Wesker and Ada in RE4, and then that's sort of like never. I would have loved to have seen more Wesker Ada like interaction. I thought that was really fucking cool in separate ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, their whole dynamic is so cool. Oh shit. As we're playing, as wolves are fucking up my ass.
Yep.
Oh well,
Same.
speaking of wolves, same. Yeah. Do you? You already know where I'm going with it. Does anybody want to talk about the RE8 leaks? Now, here's the thing about that: they are just leaks, so anything that we say could just be like, okay, whatever. Like it might not even be the case of what's going to happen. Right. But I mean, I'm sure you've seen them, Josh, and me and Dylan talked a little bit about what we saw. So, what do you think of that?
Well,
I mean, that's a bold statement. There's a lot of things to talk about, but
yeah. Well, the leaks are that it takes place in kind of like a snowy environment,
which looks kind of cool, actually. Oh shit.
Yeah, there's gonna be castles and
yeah, it's like very RE4-esque. It seems like right now.
Yeah, and like I know one thing that is kind of controversial that a lot of people are very up in arms about, which I understand, Well,
that's interesting. I want to know, because I've only seen a few things about it, and I want to know, like, what is actually the most controversial thing about it?
Well, the most controversial thing about it, from as it stands now, is the leads.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people
yeah.
Chris and Ethan are, the leads of the game, or
yeah.
whatever, which I understand, because it's like, all right, they just had Resident Evil 7, but
I say
I don't know.
I say fuck them both for different reasons.
Oh god.
I don't care about Ethan, and Chris is too overused.
Well, the thing about Ethan that I don't really understand, and again, people can correct me if I'm wrong, because it's no secret, and people know, whether they watch this channel, watch Dylan's channel, watch or listen to any of our podcasts, I'm not a fan. Dylan is also not a fan of RE7, and that's fine. Some people are. But my thing is, even some people that were fans of RE7, a lot of them even said Ethan was kind of like
Nobody
a bland character. So I'm really surprised that they're actually going to bring him back, because I had heard that like not a lot of people really cared for him. So it's interesting that they're like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah. With Ethan as a character, okay, so like me personally, like the reason why I liked Resident Evil 7 per se is because after Resident Evil 6, which wasn't personally my favorite, I was kind of like, okay, like we really need Resident Evil,
some type of horror, to
kind of go back to its roots a little bit, and although it kind of like changed things from like the traditional like zombies and BOWs like that, and it was more focused on kind of like a crazed redneck family. There were still kind of like elements of Resident Evil in there. Like for the first time, you were able to like solve puzzles without having a waypoint tell you where to go. And like. You were able to, there was backtracking and stuff like that. And
that's kind of cool though, because backtracking is a thing I miss. I know some people are like, "What? You miss backtracking?" I really do.
I have to interrupt for a second as I blow myself up. Sorry, that was a fuck up. But no, I just got to. What is the? Does he not have a knife, or am I just stupid?
No, he has a knife. It's R1, I think, R1. To use it, right?
No, I was throwing grenades.
Whoops. Don't listen to me then. No, it's R2 then.
Okay. But no, I just got to her fucking line that you just says. Just asking.
Oh yeah, no, I got
and
that
how
too.
does this bitch get in front of me? She literally teleported in front of me just to get this little set piece of the bridge breaking.
Hey, that's the partner character can do anything. They're magical.
They can do anything. They can do anything, and they do nothing at the same time.
That's true. She's actually helping me a lot, though. She's blowing their heads off of these dogs or wolves, whatever they are. These enemies are actually pretty scary.
When is she going to talk about her sweet ass? I love that line.
She already did. Remember when she says, what does she say again? Me and my sweet ass
are on the way.
Girl, who says that, though? Come on, girl. Even the most vain person.
Yeah, she's not good at, like... She doesn't have the mystique that Ada does. Like, she just comes up, like... It doesn't work.
It doesn't work as well.
But I love it, because I love how stupid she comes across.
like with that line specifically, like you can tell that it was definitely like a Japanese kind of translated thing.
What else did she say? She says it with these dogs is another stupid line. This is why I like chihuahuas.
Oh yeah, chihuahua. Yeah. That's funny though, because that's like her character. She likes like little like bitch dogs or something. I like all dogs, so I'm not saying that, but she seems like the type that would like chihuahuas.
Gel-man said he actually says me and my sweet ass are on the way. Whoops, sorry. Like, I didn't mean to do that, you know? Oh, man.
Oh, man, that's great. Wait. Wait, so, okay.
Jessica's got a sweet ass, and Jill's a fucking old man.
In this game, in Remake, I'd be like, hey, girl.
Yeah, look at them standing next to each other. How he ever would decide to go off with that thing, it's beyond me.
He needs to be introduced to Julia Voth, and he'll be like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Like you're hot and you're not vapid.
Chris is very consistent in this game, though. He looks basically the same as he does in 5 and 6, and he has the same voice. So I don't understand why Jill was so drastically changed.
Well, you know, after the face model, I have no idea. There's reasons that have been floated out. I don't believe any of them, but voice, I think after I'd made my Patricia Jolly video, I did hear from some people that said, you know, it wasn't like a Capcom thing. She was just too busy.
Oh, because she was... Yeah, because I always thought it was weird that Robert Craig Smith came back. And then she backed out or something.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Which is a little better than Capcom just getting rid of her.
I know, because she's really good.
She was in that first trailer, too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that first trailer looks super cool. I wonder why they...
I don't know. Yeah, it looked so much better. It had zombies. It had a mansion. It had Chris and Jill. It had obviously and
it had Hunk in it for some reason.
Yeah.
Like why is he there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they were finally gonna do something
with him. Yeah. With him and reveal him.
Yeah.
What if they like revealed Hunk and he was like I don't know, ugly or something? like what if there was just something about him that was just not, or he was just super generic looking and not interesting, like Ethan. Like,
remember how cool Lady Hunk is, and she's just Hunk without pants.
Wait, what game? What is that in?
This one, I think, is where it came from first. I think.
In like what, the raid mode? Or
yeah,
something?
Raid mode.
Oh, okay.
Let's make a girl Hunk. How do we do that? Let's take her pants off.
Take her pants off.
Yeah, it's so random.
It's so random.
Add a little pink.
With Hunk though, like he's already been like unmasked.
Oh, he has.
Oh yeah.
In the Resident Evil 3 epilogues, he's unmasked. Then also in Resident Evil Outbreak, if you have like some kind of third-party device or something, you can unlock his actual model in game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because it's in like the game's files for some reason.
Yeah.
It was like an NPC they never put in it.
He's in the epilogues of RE3. I thought I unlocked all of them. Maybe I didn't. Like, what is he? What does it say? I thought I did unlock all of them. I'm lying.
No, you're fine. Honestly, it's just him. You know, because like let's face it, like Hunk is just like the fucking edgelord of Resident Evil. You know, it's like, oh look at me, I'm mysterious. You know, nobody knows who I am.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's basically like what he, you know, like his epilogue is about, is just him, you know, kind of like talking about how fucking cool he is and why he's
how cool he is.
Is that the picture where he's, and that's kind of fucked up too, even though it's a joke character, but isn't there a picture of him eating tofu?
I think so. He's like
that'd be great.
In the back of like a helicopter or something.
Yeah.
You know, and they even tried to like kind of cover his face a little bit by having like a shadow over it, but it's like, okay, we see you, like whatever.
We see you.
I always thought this can up Jill's body at the beginning of the 3rd chapter when she's on the bed. It looks like she's got bad like lip injections.
Oh, I thought that too. I saw that. I just saw that. Wow, this dodge is super annoying and stupid. Like, the one in Revelations 2 is so much better. I can't do it. I'm literally gonna die. Like, I'm trying to get him to bash his head into the TV, and he won't. It's like, press up and X at the same time, and you will get a dodge mechanic.
I feel like last time I played it, I feel like I figured it out. I don't know how, or if I was just getting lucky.
I'm so
and I said that was last time, Brandi. I can't help you now. I'm useless now.
Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you suck, bro." I just died. I think I'm just gonna let myself die. This is annoying. Anyway,
you know what else is annoying about this game? When you can't fucking click on anything. Well, when you can't fucking click on anything when they're talking, it's like, shut the fuck up. Let me open this door. Let me pick up this ammo. I don't care about Parker.
I mean, I will
should have
say,
been Barry.
That's true, though. I agree with that. I think this game's good. Like, I'm getting pissed off at it right now, but I think overall this game's fine. I just don't like certain things about it. Mm-hmm. And this dodge mechanic is proven to be one of the things that's going to end up making me rage quit.
Who put a screwdriver in the toilet?
Dylan, if you get this dodge in 2 seconds, I'm going to be pissed.
I won't. I promise you I won't. Okay, it says pressing up or down plus X with the right timing. Let's see.
Yeah, with the right timing. That's why it's bullshit.
So when he's lunging at you, maybe?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll wait for him to do that then.
Maybe.
Where's the... What game is the dodge? Oh, I hate you so much. Are you serious? How did you do that?
I waited until he lunged to me, and then I pushed the left stick in, up, and X. So I pushed it in. Maybe that's
you were right. Okay,
I
just did it.
I just did it. Okay. For it to work.
Or whatever you did, you're a genius. Thank you.
I know. You know, these puzzles is kind of cool on the 3DS. You actually have to do these puzzles touchscreen. It was kind of cool.
Oh, I never actually played it on the 3DS. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a 3DS just for this.
Yeah. Oh wow, you must have been disappointed. It's like, I'm just kidding. As I said, I like this game. I was
disappointed in Chill, and I didn't like this game. Frustrated me for a long time, but now I just think it's one of the ones that I just think is really fun.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I like this one. It's not bad. Revelations 2, I'm kind of bad at, but I still like it. But that's the one that has the better dodge mechanic, right? Like you.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
Yeah. You fucked it up somehow.
I fucked it up.
They're actually implementing that dodge mechanic into the Resident Evil 3 remake from the Looks of it.
Oh, really?
I hope it's similar to Revelations 2, because that.
I know, because that one's good. Yeah.
Yeah. The original dodge mechanic in Resident Evil 3, like there were I want to say there's probably like 6 people on the planet who was able to master it.
Yeah.
Everybody,
it's true. It's hard.
That thing would happen like when it wanted to happen, and you wouldn't even. You wouldn't even like be trying to do it on purpose, and then
she would just do it. And you're like, oh shit!
Yeah, like Nemesis would swing at you, and then she's just like, oh, and she's like roll into a ball or something. You know, like
oh my god,
like, holy shit! But like now it seems like you're gonna be able to have like more of a kind of control over the dodge, which is good. You know?
Which is good, yeah, because the one I love RE3. Don't get me. RE3 is actually the original RE3 is like one of my favorite Resident Evil games. Like it's in my top 5. It's actually my second after the first remake because I love remake. But I love RE3, but I will admit that dodge was like horrible. It was just a matter of luck. I always felt like, oh, I got it. Well, didn't mean to do that. How did I do that? Like I never understood how it actually worked. Maybe some people do genuinely know how it works, but I never did. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
But that would be, if they do implement the one from Revelations 2, I think it will work. Like that actually is a really smart, like, and easy way to dodge. Whereas this game, you have to have the right timing. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. It's really tricky, so, you know, Resident Evil 3 Remake, I mean, I'm still, to this day, I'm still shocked about how soon it's coming.
I know, that's crazy. Because it wasn't RE2 Remake, it's just now been like a year recently that it came out. When did it come out again?
Was it February?
January.
January.
Oh, yeah, because I saw on Twitter, like, oh, it's been officially a year. I'm like, holy shit, like, that's crazy. Parker, you should get the fuck out of me. Why you be doing that?
I still gotta figure out how to change his costume. He's wearing the fucking one from the beach.
That's actually really...
I'm gonna try to dodge you without wasting time. Oh, I did it.
See, now that you said to click in the stick, it might be easier, but I still fucked up.
I think that's... well, I'm sure it's not flawless, but yeah, that's what... Oh, I did it again. But dodging backwards doesn't help, Jill, when he's in front of you. And there's nowhere to go.
Dodging backwards.
And they don't fucking give two shits about Parker.
I know. They just ignore him.
They just ignore your partner
And
at
he's
all.
standing behind me and doing nothing. It's like, you're more skilled than I am, Jill. I'm fat.
Oh shit. Are you talking about Parker? Parker's good though. He's a pretty good character. I mean, he's not like
character. He's not. Yeah, I wouldn't put him at
like
the level
somebody...
of like a Sheva or a Piers, but I wouldn't put him at the level of like a Angela, because nobody's at or a Helena. Nobody's at their level.
Yeah.
That's the fucking floor.
That's true.
Like Helena and Angela like are the pits. Like I swear to God. Actually, the pits. Like I don't think it can get any. Like if you're in that category, then it's like okay.
It's like sad.
Yeah. That's just the pits. Like,
oh my God, I don't. It's sad though because
I always use this one.
I don't know what with Angela. Like I think the thing that with Angela, like Helena and her kind of always reminded me of each other. Well, they are voiced by the same person, and they kind of look alike. But with I think the reason why Angela's so annoying is because she literally just steals like the spotlight right away from. Not like with us Resident Evil fans, of course, we're like, oh yeah, Claire, like we don't give a shit about Angela. But like in terms of like being the main character of Degeneration, which pisses me off. Like she just ends up becoming the counterpart for Leon. It's like what the fuck, girl.
Yeah.
So that's why I really don't like her, because like the beginning of Degeneration's fine, and then all of a sudden Claire gets taken out by a piece of glass, and are like, that's not really believable. Like, I really don't think that Claire Redfield would give up that easily. But hey, they needed to get her out of action so Angela could have this sad moment with Curtis, her brother, that we don't give a shit about.
Exactly, and this goes back to what we were talking about earlier about like like if I like Jake Mueller and like
yeah.
Like their stories, like in their emotional plights or whatever, were just executed wrong.
Right.
Like it just made it so that I couldn't really get into them or care about their situation. I didn't find myself caring that Helena, her sister Deborah was like kidnapped and stuff like that. Because you find out about it so much late into the game, and then it's like, okay, well she's dead now, so like and now she's like this naked succubus like demon who's like touching herself while she's trying to kill us. Like,
true.
Like, am I supposed to feel sad about this? And like same with Angela and Degeneration. It's like, okay, like here's this like weird looking character, they're like focused on her a lot for some ungodly reason, and then she loses Greg. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I could give you that. Like Greg's was pretty kind of sad, because
that was.
But then later on when she starts like talking about like, oh yeah, like, I tried to save the kid. And,
I forgot about that. I forgot all about that.
Got injured trying to pull me out. I was just like, I don't care. I'm sorry.
It's so cute.
I don't know what to tell you, sis.
Oh my. That's so true. Oh my God.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Angela. Remember when she says that? Yeah, when she's talking to Leon.
I think I do now, but I completely. I was like, who are you? That's how much of an impact that had. I was like, who are you talking about? I forgot that subplot, that backstory.
Yeah.
See, they're just dicking around Parker.
Well, it's all about execution. If things were executed a little bit better, maybe they would have worked. But I don't know. I never was a fan of Angela or Helena, and they kind of do remind me exactly of each other. I feel like Helena's a little less annoying, but she's still not great.
Yeah.
It's not even really that she's annoying. I don't really know what it is about her. I think her whole thing too, it's sort of like she steals the spotlight a little bit from, and it's supposed to be Leon's campaign. It's supposed to like be the OG characters' campaigns. Like, even though I feel like even Jay kind of outshines Sherry a little bit in certain ways, even though Sherry's the OG character. But with Leon and Helena, like, it's the whole beginning of their thing is all about Helena and Deborah. Then it sort of becomes a little more about Ada and Leon, which is cool. But I don't know. I just don't like that.
And like, I like. And I've said it before, the one thing I like about Angela is in the end, because I love Leon and Ada, that she's like she like
encourages them.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, you have feelings for this bitch, and he's like, he just looks at her. He doesn't know what to say. I love Leon's like total like, yeah, Ada, but he doesn't want to admit it, and she never wants to admit it either. She's a prideful bitch, but
whoa.
Ooh, I don't know where I'm going actually. I know we're both like lost.
I think we got our weapons back, so I think we can knife
Go get
open
the
that
shotgun?
chain door.
Oh, chain door. You right. I forgot about that.
I'm not going there.
Oh
I'm
God,
in the
Parker's
back.
getting fucked up even though he won't die.
You're like, why
He was
did
like,
they
oh, and I'm
have?
like, why is he making noise?
Why did they bother having them? Like it's
What?
like
Oh, the partner character?
characters, like 5 and 6 had come out, and they're like, okay, so we want them to have a similar thing like that, but you can't play as them, so it's not co-op, and they're there, so it takes away from the horror. So
Yeah, why can't you play co-op in these? That would have been, I mean, at least there'd be a reason for the partner character if you could play co-op.
I always thought because it started on the 3DS, I don't think 3DS has anything like that.
That's true.
I could be wrong, but
yeah.
Get off of me.
I mean, they easily could have like implemented it when they ported it over.
I know. That's
they could
stupid.
have,
they
but Capcom, they don't. They take as many shortcuts as they want. Oh my God! I threw another grenade.
Speaking of that, I still don't know where the fuck I'm going.
You go back to the red lock door on your map. You do have to knife the door open.
Oh yeah, we have a map. Whoops, totally forgot. Don't mind me. I've just never played Revelations before. Oh God, there's those slicey hand guys. You know those guys that like their hands are like scissors and they make those. Oh wow, I just got grabbed as I'm talking about it. Actually, the other guy got me.
I think do we go to the bridge? I'm gonna start with the bridge. I don't know. I know the chapter ends at the bridge when she has her like incredibly not wooden at all line delivery at a.
For the bridge, or when we get there.
The tugboat.
Oh, am I not remembering?
Well, I'll point it out. It's just the most like lifeless fucking.
Well, now I'm excited to see this.
All right. Oh yeah, the objective is at the bridge. So yeah, that's where we're supposed to go.
I'm at the bridge.
Okay.
The bridge. I know he's behind you, Jill.
Oh my God, I feel like I have another question for you, Josh. Now I can't remember. I got grabbed and all turned upside down like freaking, and now I can't remember.
No, you're fine. Maybe I can think of one for you guys. Let's see.
Ooh, juicy.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. This is the line.
Oh, I can't hear it though.
Well, you'll get to it. It's the first thing she says. Don't tell me that was a tugboat.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
Oh, I miss you, Patricia.
I know, me too. Or even Heidi. I love Heidi.
Or even Catherine Disher.
Catherine Disher's great. Catherine Disher's hilarious.
Conan
Remember when she
O'Brien.
slaps Carlos?
Oh, yeah.
Conan O'Brien! A.K.A. Carrot Top, A.K.A. Raymond.
Yeah.
He does look like Carrot Top anyway. His design is super baffling. Like why? Like
It's
we were
stupid.
talking about how Jessica looks normal, like she's pretty and like she looks normal, and then you have fucking
until her wetsuit has her ass hanging out. It's just more.
That's true. She
like
is
the
kind of
snowsuit didn't work for Chris, so she like took her wetsuit and cut it up and made sure she was half naked to get Chris's attention.
For Chris's
but that
attention.
still didn't work.
Wait, so what's the girl's name with the big boobs that ends up becoming a mutated monster?
Rachel.
Yeah, she's kind of ridiculous too, but
well, yeah, her tits are hanging out and she can't see.
Oh my God. Sorry, it's like your word choice to describe Raven, like that's so bad. Like
Right at the end,
like,
Brandi, anyways.
I just got to Raymond being a weirdo. Like this game's good. I really like the I don't know, tight corridor type thing they brought back, and like some of the settings are really cool, and it takes place on a boat, which was super unique. I like this game, but I hate the story. I think the story of this game makes absolutely no sense. It gets so convoluted.
They try really hard. They want it to be complex,
yeah,
but it just is so convoluted.
And even when they reveal, like, Raymond later, or whatever, isn't he wearing, like, a gas mask later, and they're just like, dun, 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 it was Raymond, and it's like, we don't know this character before this game. Why do we, like, I thought it was gonna be a big reveal of, like, oh, Wesker's on this shit, or maybe it's, like, somebody just we've seen in the past, and then when it was revealed that it's, like, this big redhead guy we've never seen before, I'm just like, what? It's very...
she said, duh.
That's what it said. That's what they make it seem like. It's like a big reveal that to nothing.
Oh, Brandi, do you know what's next? You remember what's next?
No.
We're doing Hunters.
Oh, Hunters, great. Hunters are always a good time.
She looks like she looks like a monkey that applied to be a flight attendant.
Who? Jessica.
Jessica, her haircut just, it's not...
Oh, is that the part we're on now where we play that part? That flashback,
Yeah.
So we play the flashback after we're revealed to Raymond so that we can know who Raymond is in the first place. This is so baffling.
So we can know who he is and, like, care. I honestly don't even... Oh my god, this costume's annoying me that it's not correct.
Oh,
is he still in the other one, Parker?
Yes, he is.
I think maybe since like you changed Jill to the BSA one, maybe it does that by default for like your partner character. Maybe. You think? Or...
Oh yeah, did you change Jill's to the BSA one?
I don't think so. I think she's wearing the regular one. They look so similar, but I think she is. I think I changed it last time I played this. So I have to go to the menu to change it. It doesn't matter.
Well, she wearing a big leathery wetsuit, or is she wearing like the blue, like
she's wearing the
light blue jacket? She's wearing the light blue jacket, then that's the BSAA one, right?
Yeah.
There you go, Dylan. You're not playing the canon way.
I know. I fucked up.
It's okay.
Well,
because we're so anal about that stuff, it's like it bothers us when things like aren't the way they're supposed to be, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Kill all the oh god, these hunters.
She probably looks better in that because you can think of Julia Voss in that.
Yeah.
Is he not wearing his FBC thing in yours, Dylan? That's just weird.
He's wearing his FBC one. He's still wearing the costume from the beach. I have to go to the menu to change that, I think, but I'm not going to do it for the stream.
I'm wearing this
when we finish.
Bulky thing, FBC. She does look really dumb here. Girl, you were so pretty. Why'd you cut your hair like that? Then she was like, oh, I'm going to let it grow in the future because I look kind of dumb like this.
One thing that I did appreciate, even though she looks bad, is like, you know, the fact that there's like such a change in appearance from like the different time periods because like,
which is nice, yeah. Because it's like different at least.
That's cool, but like they could have.
Yeah.
They didn't have to give her such an ugly haircut.
Yeah, like, exactly.
I think it's these bangs, girl. Yeah. These bangs don't look good on you.
Punch this! Isn't it so fun to just fucking punch a hunter in the face?
You just you're already playing it. I'm still talking to these dudes in the room, and they won't let me like go.
I know. O'Brien... See, you can't do anything when they're fucking talking.
O'Brien kind of looks like freaking George Bush. He does. He looks like him. Even my boyfriend, like I was playing this one time, and he was like, "Why does that guy look like George Bush?" I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah. I'm fucking.
Come on, dudes. I want to go. You're right. It doesn't let you do shit when there's dialogue. It's just like I want to go. Oh, maybe I could have went through the door the whole time. I don't know.
Resident Evil just said that's the person's name.
Oh, that's cool.
They love this Jessica costume a lot. She wants to be a flapper so bad.
That's so great. Oh, wow. Especially because, oh god, she does kind of look like from the 1920s.
When you're in the elevator and talking to her, she still has her fucking shit-eating smile on, but it looks even stupider with this costume. What is that hat? Like, what the hell?
What is that hat?
It's the hair.
Yeah, because
thanks, Gabriel and Xavier.
With the time gap, you know, like for example, in Resident Evil Revelations 2, like it was a huge time gap since you know they left the island and they saved Moira.
And, come on.
Yeah.
Then at the end, when Natalia is like, you know, kind of like tripping balls because she has Alex in her, you know, like wearing the same thing. She has her hair in the same, like, you know, it's like same outfit for like a whole year. Like,
I know.
You know,
but wow, Barry did not even. Maybe that's why she has a birthday party. Because in a year, Barry never bought her new clothes.
She just needed things.
He's a good dad.
Yeah, you know, so, like if they do minor things like that, then I can like appreciate it. But like it's still like, that hair is like, whoa, what are you doing? You know?
Well, maybe they just wanted it to look drastically different. Like, wow, did I just get instantly killed by a hunter? I did.
You can. Wow. You can. Yeah. Oh, I found the shotgun.
I've never seen that in my entire life. I was just shooting, and then all of a sudden I was dead. Whoops. Okay. Anyway.
Oh shit, where'd you bust
No,
through?
I like when games do that too, because it's always like weird when it's like they're in the same exact clothes they've been in for
What's-
whatever
Yeah.
amount of time.
What's the hunter's code name? It says it in the
Do they?
remake. Is it M3? Why do I think that's... Or is it a gun? It's M something.
Wait.
It's M something, just because this gun... I don't know. It's M something, and I see the name of this building, and I thought it was like a reference or something to their
It
code
could
name.
be. Only
But-
to the hardcore nerds like us.
Yeah.
Because I doubt anybody else would even know. I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't know they had like a code name. They probably
Well, like
do.
the the slide in the original that you...
Oh,
It says
yeah.
it
Wow. See, I don't
there.
remember that. I should know that, but I don't.
This Gabriel said co-op. No, we're not playing co-op.
No. Revelations
yeah.
doesn't have co-op.
No, we're just
only
all
raid
talking
mode.
like nerds
Yeah,
and
yeah.
playing at the same time.
Yeah, we're just yeah.
Wow,
Dylan-
these punter. Yeah, Dylan's playing and I'm playing separately, and Josh is just keeping us company.
Yeah.
As a good friend would do.
Yes.
These
Brandi is
hunters have
streaming on her
6-packs.
channel.
The fuck? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
streaming on my channel. It's better. So I'm just kidding. Dylan's better because that's where we do the that's where we do the podcast. Besides, mine has like a really embarrassing name that I'm not gonna say because it's embarrassing. It's
Shut
not
up.
even
You
that
say that all the time, and then I'm always like, I go to... If I put my channel link in a thing, it like... It's always... the URL is still fucking Gamer Explosion. And I'm like, what
Oh
the
yeah, that
fuck?
was
That's
his
so
old name before the
stupid.
horror.
But I was like 15. I was like, yeah. Yeah, see? Mine's worse, Brandi. See? I don't want
Mine's stupid though because it's not even like like it's not like you would hear it and be like, oh, why do you think that's stupid? Like most people, but it's because I thought I was so cool and badass when I made my YouTube channel that the number I decided to include with it was 666, like I was cool or something. It's not cool.
Alright, can I do this?
It was when I went through my goth like satanic phase.
See, he's laughing at both of us. That's fair.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, but yours is cool now. The horror inside sounds fine. I never changed mine. Mine's
Josh,
still
if we
dumb.
ever told you specifically, I know Brandi and I have talked about it. We did our discussions for Resident Evil before we decided to be like, oh yeah, this is a podcast. We should call it a podcast. And then for a while we just like didn't really have a name. And then when you came on, you tweeted it and you're like, oh yeah, the horror insight because that's the channel name. And I was like, oh, well that's obvious.
Well, there we go. Yeah, you made our name then.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, oh yeah, that's the name of the channel. That's obvious. I don't know why.
I know. I'm surprised we never really thought to just name it that, but it makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's good. It's a nice name.
Because I kept
I
seeing
know, and it
Gamer
fits because we
Explosion.
talk about all horrors of gamers. Every time you say that, because it hasn't been that in forever. So why do these hunters? These hunters are buff. Holy shit. They have literally like 6-packs. Like they have abs. Can you see it, Dylan, when you're fighting them?
Yes. Yes.
It's actually really funny. When do we get the shotgun as him? Don't we get a shotgun? I need one.
Oh, I got it. Are you... What floor are you on? You might be...
Oh, I just got in the elevator because remember I died
it's
unexpectedly.
after. Okay, yeah, it's after that.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh. Girl, you better shut up.
You know what I also hate? And I've said this
What?
before. It's just because I'm the only person that likes Jessica as much as I do. How come you switch? How come she's always just your co-op partner? You never, like, the second time you switch to Parker, it should have, like, been playing as her. Like, you never get to play as her. She's just always a partner. It's kind of...
Oh yeah, you
can
don't
play
ever get
her
to play
in
as
raid mode, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you play as Parker both times? I guess because like Jill is technically supposed to be the main character of this, and then he's her partner. So
I
the
guess, but
flashback is I don't know.
You play as Jackass and Grinder, and you don't play as her. Those fucking idiots.
That's true, actually.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna get crucified for this one, but I actually kind of like those
You
two.
like Jackass? That's fine.
No, I think I
That's,
saw
yeah.
your thing on. Yeah, I saw your thing on Twitter before. I mean, to me, they're not extremely awful, but I think that their comedy is like forced. Like they try to make them funnier than they are.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's definitely kind of like a very like cheesy anime-y
Cheesy,
kind of,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, like they're trying to be a little too. But like the like what I liked about them is that it's like these two just seem like so regular, like, and they just seem like two dorky friends that have like a lot of history. Like their chemistry is so authentic. But aside from that, like yeah, they're kind of like on the Steve spectrum where it's like, all right, I can understand why a lot of people hate them, but it's just, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like I could just like take or leave them. I don't absolutely hate them, but I also I feel like playing as them. I was really confused when I first switched to them. I was like, wait, we play as these guys? I don't even know who they are. But I mean, that's fine. What?
It's a nice way to say that, Parker.
No, you're fine.
He said the hunters are coming for her because she's a flirt. That's a nice way of saying she's a whore.
That's fucked up.
Rude. Yeah, Gabriel said, I guess this is a question for all of us. Which Resident Evil do you think was the worst in the saga?
Oh, wait, out of all the games?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the games, not just the main series. I think... I
don't know, I have an answer, but I'll wait. I'll wait till you... I think I have an answer.
Okay.
I think
Dylan, you go first since you started answering.
Because I was surprised when I heard that there actually are a lot of fans of this.
Yeah.
I personally have no love for Dead Aim.
Oh!
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people actually were tweeting about that, saying that they didn't think it was that.
Survivor might be technically like the worst made because it's hot garbage, but maybe. Oh, what am I talking about? I forgot all about Umbrella Corps and fucking
and ORC.
ORC. Those. Sorry, Dead Aim.
I know. I was surprised that you didn't say ORC or
I forgot about that. But I don't know. Oh,
that's because they're insignificant.
Yeah.
Well, is that your?
Yeah.
Me?
Umbrella Corps is just a travesty.
Wait, but if you say, okay, here's the thing. Here's my question to clarify before I do answer. He meant literally out of the entire series, like numbered games, spin-off, anything, right?
I
get. He's just that would be my answer for the. I don't know. I probably would have a different answer.
Maybe he can clarify.
Yeah, he'll probably clarify.
Gabriel, can you clarify? Like, do you mean like out of just the number titles, or do you also mean like
Umbrella Corps even count?
The entire series with all the spin-offs and side titles as well. Like, if you can clarify that, then that might help everybody.
Yeah, because I feel like if he means the whole series, I do have an answer. But if he just means if it's more like. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think I have an answer for both though. Like if I have to pick a spin-off, it definitely would be Umbrella Corps because that just looked like I never even played that, but it looked like such hot garbage. I was just like, eh. Yeah. But if it's like main, like if he's talking about in general, like Brandi, what do you personally think is the worst Resident Evil game? I'm gonna get so much hate for my answer, but I do have one, and I have my. I have reasons for if he doesn't respond like right away, I'll just say it and then I'll explain why, and then Josh, you can go because I do think we should at least try to answer. I think he did mean the whole. Well, he said the whole thing, right? The whole series, right?
The whole saga, yeah.
Oh, okay. So first of all, hey, handsome. How are you doing? Okay, so that wasn't me being flirty, by the way. This is my friend. His name is actually Handsome. So that's why.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cute. Actually, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah. He says that he feels like this game has the most hunters, and yes, you would be very right because they come in abundance here, and they're just like, oh god, like it's
they just keep coming.
Yeah. To the point where it's almost just a little bit annoying, just like...
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Like, it kind of takes the fear and the threat away from hunters when there's so many of them.
When there's so many, yeah, and they're just kind of coming at you all, yeah.
Yeah, but, so Gabriel, he asks here, he said, what do you expect from the future of Resident Evil 8? So he didn't clarify, but I guess we can answer that question after you answer which was both of your, from the whole series as a whole, and from being untitled.
Okay. Well, the only reason I wanted clarification is because I could potentially have two different answers. If they were like, okay, Brandi, not the main series, not 1 through 7 or Code Veronica type deal, not like the canon, but spin-offs, I would say Umbrella Corps or ORC. But if you're saying, Brandi, what is the absolute worst in your opinion Resident Evil game of all of them, I would say RE7, and I know people are gonna fucking hate me, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody, I want to put this out there as a disclaimer, which we should have probably said when we first started this, is that not everybody has to have the same opinions about everything. Everybody has their own views and opinions, and I mean, I'm friends with a lot of people in my life that have different opinions on anything, whether it's politics, whether it's Resident Evil, whether it's movies we like, it's fine. Like, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. So everybody calm down and put your knives away and, like, just hear me out for a second of why I personally didn't like RE7. And I'm going to make it quick. It's not this whole explanation. It's pretty simple, but I just don't like RE7 because I feel like it sort of, without being original, brought the horror back, but a horror that was never Resident Evil's horror. And people are going to be like, it was all, it kind of jumped on. I just know people are going to get so mad at me, but I'm prepared for it, so whatever. I've had so many people, like, jump down my throat on Twitter before about this, so whatever. I'm prepared for it. But I think, and I'm fine if people like it, that's totally fine. It's kind of like the RE4 debate. When RE4 first came out, it kind of divided the fan base in a similar way. I don't think as much as RE7 did, because now everybody considers 4 like a classic and really appreciates 4 for what it is. But 7 changed the series, I think, where it just sort of, it took I'm gonna get hate again. I gotta stop saying that and just say what I'm gonna say. But it took the cliche first-person horror games of today that I actually enjoy. I loved Outlast. I played that. I play a lot of first-person horror games that I think are absolutely great. But for Resident Evil, I just didn't like it. I also didn't like that all of our characters were just completely tossed to the side to put these new. If they were gonna do that, it's fine, but make it either a spin-off game or, like, what Shinji Mikami did when Devil May Cry started. Like, Devil May Cry was RE4 at first, and then it started going in this weird direction. He was like, you know what? This is a really good idea, but it's not Resident Evil. So he literally slapped another title on it and made Devil May Cry, which is, I never played them. I know I'm probably going to get hate for that too, but a lot of people like those games, and they seem like really good games. So if RE7 was going in such a weird, different direction, I kind of just wish maybe they had been like, okay, this is really different, but it could potentially be a good spin-off, or it could be its own type of horror game. I just don't think it had anything really to do with the series, and it changed everything, and I don't know. That's my opinion. People are going to hate me. I don't care, but that's just what I think.
From the looks of it, I mean, here in the comments, like, everybody's actually really supportive. Like,
well, thank you guys.
I get why people are indifferent to Resident Evil 7. Handsome said that. Resident Evil said,
thank you, Mr. Handsome.
To feel the way that they want to. This is a safe space. Gelman says Resident Evil 7 feels like a different beast from the rest of them. So you know, like, that's, I'm glad.
Isn't that nice to be able to accept other people's opinions?
No, and I honestly, like, all joking aside, I honestly do appreciate those responses, because it's very hard. Not that I care, like, I don't get scared to post my opinions or get, like, nervous that I'm going to get hate, but it is annoying that you can't really. You can, but it's hard to do that without getting in, especially, and it sucks in the Resident Evil. Us fans used to be so united. Like, I remember when 6 came out, and all of us were like, yo, this is garbage, and we all kind of, like, hated on it together. But RE7 has such a divide. Like, half the fans like it, half the fans don't. But I feel like when you don't like something that's, like, kind of popular in the series, like okay, this is another controversial opinion. I didn't hate it either. I don't feel the same way about this as I feel about 7, but I didn't love the RE2 remake in the way that a lot of fans did, and I thought it was decent. There were parts of it I absolutely really, really liked and thought were done really well, and then there were parts of it I thought were like, I could have taken it or leave it. It's also that thing where so many fans are excited about the RE3 remake, whereas I'm more nervous than excited, because I love the original RE3 so much that the thought of that possibly being fucked up in any way is, like, scary to me. But at the same time, I'm not going to be a closed-minded asshole and, like, judge it before it comes out. I'm going to play it and then give my honest opinion, but, like, I don't know. I just feel like nowadays when you have an opinion like that, it's so controversial. Like, what? You didn't automatically love RE2 remake? Like, you can go fucking fall off a bridge and die. Like, we don't care about your opinion. Like, that's just how I always feel about it. But so it's nice to get support. So while that was my super, super long explanation and answer, I just did the dodge without meaning to. While I'm fighting a bunch of hunters, but
Look at you go. Maybe that's your hit. You're gonna distract yourself and talking about something else, and then,
I was distracted.
Then it'll get to work.
While I'm dying, actually.
I noticed. I did want to just shout her out. I noticed a previous comment, and I didn't notice it, so I didn't notice who it was by, but I wanted to shout her out. She's my friend Ashley. That's cool that you joined. She was like my Brandi for Resident Evil Love in high school, Brandi. So that'll let you know.
Oh, that's so sweet. So hey, Ashley. Yeah. So how many people are watching right now? Now I'm nervous.
You're gonna.
It looks like about 10 right now from the list.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're not watching me. Your pressure's on you, Dylan. So they're just listening to me ramble and talk super fast about my opinions. I talk fast. I'm sorry, everybody. That's just how it is. And I'm drinking beer. Might make it worse. So, but that was my personal opinion. So I don't know, Dylan, if you want to sort of change your answer and give more of an explanation, then Josh can answer. But I think that was a really good question to sort of start off like a conversation here. So if either of you would like to answer or follow up and give maybe an opinion on whatever, that's fine.
I don't know. I would probably, overall, if it was the whole series, I would stick with my answer of Umbrella Corps. If it was...
Okay, well, now I'm sad because now I'm alone.
No, was that your answer for the whole series or just the main series?
No, that's the whole series. Because I think it changed it so much in a drastic way where
and
I think
was like
the following games
thing,
are going to...
So
it was a numbered entry, which makes it, makes it a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we turn it to Josh.
Well, as far as like what I personally, oh god.
Well, I'm excited to hear this.
Fuck, this is a tough one because, like, I'm gonna have to say, Resident Evil 6, and
okay. That's fair.
You know, like I'm gonna have to say Resident Evil 6 because I knew like okay, so with Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City and Umbrella Corps and like all these spin-off titles, like I guess they kind of knew what they were, so they didn't try to insist upon themselves and be like, hey, we're a numbered game, we're like a main titled, kind of game. So they
That's
knew,
true.
They knew their place, to like not try.
Like they could kind of experiment a little bit more, because it wasn't. That's true.
Yeah, whereas Resident Evil 6, I mean, I give them credit, for because it was such an ambitious game. Like they tried to do so much with it, and make this giant kind of like cohesive story from all these perspectives that kind of like collide later on. But I just felt like the execution wasn't like done right, and especially like certain things were just kind of shoehorned in. That just felt like, okay, so all of a sudden, 20 years after the fact, Wesker has an illegitimate son off screen that we do not know about.
It was kind of forced. It was kind of riding on the coattails of his fate. Like everybody loves Wesker, so I really feel like that was definitely done for that reason.
So there's that, and then there's also Sherry Birkin. She's such a huge character from the original Resident Evil 2.
Of course,
We hadn't seen her in such a long time, so I felt like her introduction could have been done like a little less nonchalantly because this is Sherry Birkin. Like we haven't seen her in God knows how fucking long.
Exactly.
And now all of a sudden, when we do see her, she's this government agent. She's badass. She's capable. She's like Wolverine. She can regenerate. It's like, why is she like just kind of like in this like quick little cutscene out of nowhere? Like it's like you
That's true.
More, I just feel like everything in Resident Evil 6 was like they tried, like you can see what they were trying to do, but it was just executed like poorly. And
no, I can agree with that. Like I said earlier, I kind of like RE6 has kind of grown on me a little bit. When it first came out, I was like all the fans, and I was like, this is bullshit. And I still will say that, but there are things I've learned to appreciate about it. I think because RE7 to me changed everything. So again, the characters in the story are core to me when it comes to Resident Evil. The horror is a big thing too because they are horror games at the end of the day. But what I always took away from Resident Evil is, Jill, Chris, Leon, Claire, Rebecca, Ada, Wesker, like the characters are so iconic and important to me, and their development and where their stories go are important to me. So to just have that all dropped, even if the horror came back in RE7, even if RE7's horror is good and it worked for that game, I just think also, and I know people are going to argue, Chris was in it first of all, bitch. Chris. RE Engine Chris is not Chris. I'm just saying. I mean, he looks so different to the point where fans that have been fans of the series for so long were like, "Who the fuck is this? Like, bro, like, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
So, so I don't know. But with you saying RE6, I agree with everything you literally just said. I can definitely agree that RE6 is not flawless. It's actually a really bad Resident Evil game in terms of like the gameplay and the style, but I've learned to sort of, like, I guess, love and appreciate certain things about the story. Like Chris with his, like, you know, whole PTSD thing, I actually thought was really good. Some people are like, oh, that was stupid. It was whatever. But I like that. I like how he gets all drunk in the beginning and he's all angry. And his whole, like, development with Piers. I really liked Piers. His actual campaign, though, is straight garbage. Like, when you have to fly in that plane and you're just, like, that is so stupid. I never thought I'd be flying in a plane in a Resident Evil game, like, shooting fucking,
Aren't you excited, Brandy? Because didn't we agree that you were going to be doing that? You're going to be doing Chris because you don't want to do Piers in that section, so aren't you excited?
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm going to be... Oh, fuck. The only reason I don't want to be Piers, though, is you're a better sniper than me, and he's, like, the sniper, so you have to be him. Oh, my God. But overall, that was a good answer, though, Josh.
Thank you. Like, really quickly, like, let's take a look at some of these comments here, because there's been quite a lot of them since.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we be talking a lot. That's fine.
No, you're
Well, I'm just, real quick, I'm just going to end my stream real quick, and I'm going to start a new one in a second, because I don't like mine to go too long. So I'm ending mine, but I'll still be on with you guys. But okay. I'm going to end mine.
Okay.
So Gelman said, wow, I actually liked Sticks, LOL, but I'm alone. And then Lawrence Lee Cohn said, least favorite game out of the mainline series is a tie between Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil 0. Wow.
Wow, really? That's interesting.
You know, yeah. I can see points to that because I love Zero. I love the characters, I love the stories, but some playthroughs, it just gets me. It really gets me, and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, understandable with the gameplay, at least.
Yeah.
Spin-offs, he says, none of them have ever been good. I'm counting both Revelations. Fuck, it's too late. He said credit him as this username, but I already credited him as a different name. Kind of good.
Oh shit! You gotta keep up with the comments, Josh. That's what you're here for.
You're good. Here we Handsome says I liked characters from Resident Evil 6, but the gameplay was just over the top for me.
Yeah.
I didn't even. Dival 1987 said Resident Evil 6 was forced to be a shitty Gears of War clone.
True, actually.
Hanson said, # not my Chris, LOL.
I love that. Not my Chris.
Delman said, it's dad bod Chris. Resident Evil said, sad bod Chris.
This is so great. You guys are hilarious in these comments. Holy shit. I love it.
Resident Evil said, Pierce deserves better, which we totally agreed with. And
yes, we did.
You gotta read the next comment. I saw that. That's fucking great.
He also said, which I totally agree with, like, he said it should have been Helena.
Yes.
That's so true.
Totally agree with that one. So,
it's so sad but true. Oh my god.
Then he also says, # justice for Piers.
I like Piers.
Let's see. Then Gelman says the enemy design in Zero was bad.
Oh, that's true. No, people always talk about how the bosses are just big
bugs,
whatever,
big,
big
bad,
yeah. And I can agree with that. That's actually true. I love Zero. I love Billy Cohen so much. Bring back Billy Cohen. I'm always going to say it anyway. But I can agree that Zero is not a flawless game. I like it. I love the atmosphere. It had the same graphics as Remake. It's beautiful. It's got amazing music. It had everything. I don't like the gameplay of it, though. The lack of item boxes you would think would make it easier, but dropping items and having to backtrack to go get them is a pain in the ass. So I can agree that Zero is definitely not a flawless game by any means, but I still love Billy Cohen. Just saying.
Resident Evil said, so were the decorations. Those. Wait, what are we talking about here? Are you talking about? No, because he says, so were the decorations, because he says the tablecloths were awful. But, like, what were we talking about?
The Zero enemy, because he mentioned the Zero enemy design. Or somebody did, so maybe they were.
Okay, yeah. So, so I guess.
Cloths on the train.
On the train, they were cool. Well,
and then regarding the big, like the oversized animal bosses in Resident Evil 0.
Yeah.
He said this season on Animal Planet, ... You know, it's kind of like,
It's true, though.
like, you know, it is true. So, Gelman says that he loves Resident Evil 0 as well. So
Yay!
support for Resident Evil 0. So
who said that?
Gelman.
Thank you, Gelman. I appreciate it.
Yeah. By the way, like, I don't know any of your guys' genders up in here, so I'm just, like, all you guys are guys at this point. You know,
that's what I always do when I feel bad, but I do that too. I'm like, well, I don't really, especially with given some of the names, you can kind of tell sometimes, but not really. Yeah. So I would just say guys. It's fine. Yeah, also, wait, Josh, were you gonna ask one of the other questions? Because I might have to mute for a second and go to the bathroom because I'm drinking beer. I just want to say that so everybody knows why I'm gonna go to the bathroom a lot. I'm drinking beer. Because that's what I do.
We will wait for you to come back, and then I'll ask.
Like, no. You have to ask it now, so I have time to think about it while I go take a piss.
Okay, so I'll ask it. Basically, fuck, who was it? I think it was Resident Evil. No, it was Gabriel. He said, "What do you expect from Resident Evil 8 in the future?"
We talked. Okay, cool. That's actually a loaded question. Like, I have to think about that. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna mute for 1 second. You guys think about it, and don't. Any other questions? Actually, yeah. If you guys want to ask questions, it'd be awesome. Josh will be trying his best to like moderate them. But that'll be the next one we're going to answer. So I'm gonna think about that while I run to the bathroom, and I'll be back in a second. And my stream is still not on yet, Dylan. So you're probably way ahead of me. But I'm gonna turn it back on when I come back.
I'm gonna wait for you because I believe we're at the dude.
The comms officer.
Yeah.
Well, great.
Where's the sniper though? I know there's an option. There's an optional backtrack to get the sniper. Where is that?
Oh, I can get you there, maybe, if I remember. I'm also drinking beer, and I'm on my third beer, so I'm good right now. But who knows what's gonna happen after 3 more beers? I'm just saying. So I'm gonna try to do that when
Gelman, he asked really quickly, what kind of beer are you drinking?
Oh, that is an awesome question. Everybody's gonna make fun of me for this, probably too. But so I am a girl.
just to say that first.
I'm a huge lightweight, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, when I drink beer, I drink like this IPA, or I literally drink light beer, and I literally drink just Miller Lite, like the most generic beer you could probably drink. But hey, it's only 96 calories a drink, whereas other beers are like 120, and I'm trying to diet right now, so I could drink 6 of these bitches. But if you honestly round to 100, so 96 calories round to 100, 6 beers is 600 calories. But guess what? I don't care. It is Sunday night. I am sad. I have to go back to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna enjoy my stream, playing Resident Evil, and drink some beer while I also have to go pee. So I'm gonna mute. I'll be right back. Okay. But we are gonna answer that question, that RE8 question. So all y'all think about your and don't answer till I come back. You two, you guys have to not do that. That would be mean. All right, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. You know what, Dylan?
Yep.
Piss break sounds like a really good idea, so I'm gonna go do that as well, really quickly.
Okay.
And I will be back.
Okay. And I am gonna wander around and try to find this sniper rifle, but I will probably need Brandi's help. Okay. I know it's nowhere here.
Hello?
Yeah, he took the same break you did.
Oh. I was like, why is it so quiet?
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, awesome.
I was just confused because I just got back and it was all quiet, but now...
Yeah, so, okay, so, Resident Evil said, okay, Miss Miller, and then...
Miss Miller, I love that!
And he said, hashtag queen of calculations.
Oh, these comments are really hilarious. I'd stop. Then I'm gonna have to pee again if you guys keep making me laugh. Don't do that. I am gonna start my next stream, by the way.
Okay.
I would say my YouTube name so you guys could come watch my perspective, but it's really embarrassing, so just stay on Dylan's.
Okay, so I guess who wants to go first with that? What do you expect from Resident Evil 8?
I nominate you, Josh. Since you're the guest on the stream, you might as well.
Okay, well... Feeling well, what do I expect from the future of the franchise in Resident Evil 8? Well, Resident Evil 8, I expect them to kind of kick up the action a little bit. And I don't know why I have that feeling, but I feel like with the addition of like some of those DLCs that came out for Resident Evil 7, like the Chris Redfield one, the Not a Hero DLC, where you're able to punch enemies now, and there was End of Zoe, where you play as Jack Baker, and you literally just that whole game you just spend hand-to-hand combat, like fighting all kind of BOWs and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people really gravitated toward that kind of gameplay. Me, not necessarily, because I prefer to feel like it's a challenge, like it's a threat to have to dispatch an enemy, as opposed to like, oh yeah, like this is easy, So I feel like they're definitely probably going to go in the direction of implementing some more action-oriented gameplay to some of these Resident Evils, and I think we're going to see, like, just for example, like starting with Resident Evil 3 Remake, and naturally, because Resident Evil 2, the jump from Resident Evil 2 to Resident Evil 3, even back then, there was a little bit more emphasis on action, because Jill was a fucking badass.
Badass, slapping people in the face and shit.
Yeah, like she was such a huge badass, and like there was a dodge mechanic, and like you have all these epic weapons and the assault rifle.
Yeah, you get like an assault rifle in that. Yeah.
That's
crazy.
So I feel like they're gonna follow that same theme with Resident Evil 3 Remake, and then Resident Evil 8 will probably have some more action. As far as Resident Evil the future goes, honestly, I'm really surprised by these Resident Evil 8 rumors, because initially...
Oh, do you think it was going to be like something completely different?
Yeah, I really did, because I felt like, okay, so since they've done this Resident Evil 2 remake, and everybody has critically acclaimed that as like, holy shit, this is like everything, this is great,
Yeah.
I thought that the next Resident Evil like numbered title would have the same kind of look and gameplay, where it's like over the shoulder, but like claustrophobic, horrifying, of course, close quarters and stuff like that. But it was like, no, like they're continuing with the first person perspective, and I'm just like, oh, okay, so didn't see that coming. But
yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, did you think that they were gonna continue that, like, do the first person thing, like, like, or just make it like do you think that's gonna be like the style going forward for all like Resident Evil games? I mean, the remakes haven't been that, like RE2 remake and RE3 remake. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be first person, but do you think like the numbered entries will just be that from now on?
Well, if we go by this pattern, Resident Evil games, so you got 1, 2, and 3 that were fixed camera angles, and then you had 4, 5, and 6 that was over the shoulder, and now you have 7 and I guess 8. That's gonna be So we probably until Resident Evil 10, we probably might not get a different
Resident Evil 10. That's insane to think about. Like, I've been following the series for like years, so like since I was a kid and since they first came out. So think of like Resident Evil 10, I'm like, holy shit! But yes, it'll eventually happen.
And the series, like, it's crazy to think that from back then, it's like you picked a franchise to kind of latch onto that would really thrive this long. To think that it would go on for this long, I mean, for fuck's sake, like, it's had 6 live-action movies, all of them, even if they haven't really been the greatest, they've done really well financially worldwide,
That's my response to the movies, but it's okay. Also, in case anybody does watch mine in the future, I literally just backtracked for no reason because I'm an asshole, so I just restarted from my last checkpoint. Anyway, I just wanted to clarify that, but keep going with your answer, Josh.
Yeah.
So is that... what you just think is going to happen from now on, or do you think? I'm sure something eventually will change, though. You know how like every couple years something drastically does change within the series. Maybe the first person thing will stick for a little bit, then maybe they'll try something else again, which I kind of hope. Just because I'm not a fan of. It's not that I'm not a fan of first person horror games. Like I said, I play a lot of them. I just don't think it fits for Resident Evil. Just personally, in my opinion, but I don't know.
No,
I do like that the remakes are at least over the shoulder. Like it would be kind of cool if the remakes were fixed camera angles, but I doubt they would ever do that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they did do that again, but I don't know. Or at least have I think you posted something on the other day on Twitter, Josh, where you said it would have been cool if there was at least like an option for like throwback fans of like Resident Evil 2, like to have that. Or you could like unlock it maybe after your first playthrough or something. That would have been really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that game it kind of suffered from the lack of replayability, to be honest. There wasn't really much to go back to after you beat it, and, even the multiple kind of like ghost survivors. There's only so much before it was like, okay, like there's no reason to play this again.
Which is a shame, because like Resident Evil games like usually have at least something you want to go back and try to unlock or get or something. So yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah. So like I felt personally like it would have been nice to have that option, and with my Twitter, with my Twitter account, like I always. I always express, like takes that, sometimes they don't appeal to everyone, but I always, regardless if they don't agree, like I always try to create like this environment where everybody feels like their voices are valid and that they're not
right. Which is nice. That's awesome that you do that, because again, I feel like just from personal experiences that I've been through, I feel like it's really hard to have a differing opinion nowadays. I hate to sound like super like cynical or like being I'm just so negative and being an asshole, but I just feel like for me personally, I've always dealt with when I'm like, I didn't really like RE7, or I'm not as hyped about the RE2, or even when I just point out some of the flaws of RE2 remake that I felt like were flaws, it's like, no, you just have to like it. What are you talking about? Like, it's like I've had people on Twitter, and I've had to like mute the conversation because they'll just keep blowing my shit up. Like, no, you're wrong. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, that's ridiculous. Come on now. Like, we can all coexist and be friends and be fans of the series without, having differing opinions makes the conversations interesting. And I'm not going to fucking come at your throat because Josh, you're like, oh, well, I kind of liked RE7, Brady. I'm not going to be like, well, fuck you, you're a fucking idiot. Because like, no, I would never, ever do that. So I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna interrupt for a second and mute, and I'll be back in a second. But
don't leave us like you did last time.
Well, that won't happen. But I'm gonna wait for you because I am at the comms officer, so I'll be back in a minute.
Did you get the rifle?
I did. Yeah. No, I found it.
What? You have to? Oh fuck! All right, I'm about to do that.
Go up. Do you not remember? Even though you just said, "Oh, I can show you."
No, I really don't remember. How do I get there?
Go in that big room, and you go all the way to the top, where you have to do the...
Do I need a key for that room?
No, you don't.
All right, I'm just going to do it without it. I'll get it later.
All right, I'll be back.
Well, Dylan, you better think of your answer, because you have to answer next.
Okay.
Oh, you saved yourself for last? Like,
I don't know. I don't have to. Oh my gosh. No, I don't have to, I guess. I mean, mine would be like very brief. I just wait, the question was, what do I think is going to happen in the future with Resident Evil, or what do I want to happen?
I guess it's kind of like that. It's what do you expect from the
what
future?
do I expect? I expect to be disappointed at the end.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, I told you I am a negative Nancy, but with the way that I felt about RE7 and with the leaks, again, not confirmed anything, but with the leaks of RE8, I just feel like for me personally, oh God, this is so, I'm a controversial person. You can't talk to me, Josh. For me personally, for Brandi, I would say my last name, but I don't know if I should, but for Brandi, me, I feel like at this point, if the series continues in the way that RE7 did, I would just kind of be okay with being up to RE6, or I guess Vendetta in the canon order would be like the last thing that I would have appreciated, the movie Vendetta, and then I would kind of be done with the series. And that sounds terrible. It's like, oh, you would end on RE6 or you would end on Vendetta, because neither one of them were that great. But I would rather end with the characters than not have them and end with RE7, if that makes sense to people. And the fact that Ethan is rumored to come back for RE8, I don't know. I just don't feel like that's that's not my Resident Evil, but no, I mean, that's just how I feel. And I am an OG fan. Like, I've grown up with this series, and people are always like, oh my god, these OG fans coming in thinking they know everything. No, it's not even that. It's just that there's certain things that I like about the series, and I like about the original games that I feel like is just lacking in the newer, and in a lot of the newer ones, not just RE7, that I'm just like, oh, I could be done with the series at this point, as I sit here and play Revelations, which is relatively new compared to some of the other ones, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, but we'll see what Dylan says when he comes back. But how do you turn the power on? I'm sitting here like, do you remember when you go down to that one elevator and it's like you need to turn the power on? Do you know what I'm talking about? How do I do that? I don't remember this game at all. How do you? You would probably have to see what I'm doing. Yeah, Dylan apparently did it because he's already at the comms officer, and I'm just like running around. Probably because we're also talking and I'm getting super distracted. I can't multitask. How do I have a job in the medical field? I can't multitask.
Resident Evil, he said Resident Evil 8 sounds like a circus, and then he also said, I like her, she's so honest, and then...
Oh, well, thank you! I appreciate it.
Also said, well, we kind of do know everything, LOL. We're OGs for a reason. Wow. That's very interesting take.
Well, I like that they're being super supportive for me.
Yeah,
I heard you, Dill Pickle.
Yeah.
No, I like that they're being like nice to me because again, like I just always, again, it's not even like a fear. That sounds terrible to say that, but I just always feel like people are gonna be like, and then I'll just ignore it and just move on with my life. But like I always feel like people are gonna be like, this bitch and her opinions, and she talks so fast and she thinks that she's like knows everything, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but no, I appreciate your guys' nice comments. Somebody said I'm honest and they like me. That's awesome. Cheers. Here's my beer. Here's me cheersing a cold beer to a beer I just drank.
You actually clinked it. I am dying right now. Like, oh. Let's see. Dieball just said, expecting the worst with Resident Evil 8. Ethan literally has no other purpose of existing since he already got his wife back.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Is like expecting Ellen Ripley to be in every Alien film.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah. But I mean, they do reuse a lot, like characters a lot in Resident Evil. Like Leon, I am a Leon fangirl till the day I die. Trust me, I love RE4, but I think he's been overused a lot, and even as of late, Chris has been overused a lot. Like, where the fuck is Jill? Can we please get another Jill game?
And why were the girls pushed off to this side spin-off series? Might I ask?
I know. Okay, so here's the tea.
Here's the tea.
Apparently, Resident Evil 6 was supposed to, and this is by this person on Twitter who has proven to be correct about a lot of things about future games, like they usually leak stuff or whatever. But this person, they said that Resident Evil 6 was initially supposed to have Claire as DLC.
Oh,
DLC campaign.
Really? Right? Wow.
Yeah, and apparently she would be in the Tall Oaks segment of the game with TerraSave kind of like camped out like on the outskirts or something to like help all these civilians, and
that's really cool. Did they not do that cool. Because 6 didn't get any DLC? I'm guessing because
of how bad it was received.
Yeah.
So. Wow, that's interesting.
That's why that they because of the DLC. I mean, because Resident Evil 6 was critically panned. Like they didn't really kind of go through with that, and instead, because they were also in early stages of planning like a more survival game with Barry. He was going to get his own game, right?
Oh, no, I had heard that. Yeah, I feel like I'd heard that, but I didn't know about the Claire thing at all. That's cool.
Yeah, Barry was going to get his own game apparently, and he was like, it wasn't just going to be Moira who was kidnapped; it was going to be Polly as well, both his daughters.
Oh, that's interesting.
He was supposed to kind of like go to this mysterious island, and there would be like a lot of survival like aspects to the gameplay, like having to like find like sustenance and like hunt and stuff like that. So a lot of those things that they said did turn out to be true, because they said that because Resident Evil 6 was so critically panned, they just took the assets from Claire's campaign with TerraSave and Barry's game whole survival thing, and they just meshed it together, and then boom, Revelations 2. you know.
Okay, that I guess makes sense somewhat.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
and you can see some of the survival aspects in there because Moira, like when she has her own campaign, she has to like hunt for food and stuff like that.
Oh, that shit! Fuck that shit! It's so goddamn hard. Holy shit! Dylan made me play that.
Well, I made you. No, the canon made you, Brandi.
Made
you want a fun fact on that, Josh? I told you we beat the timeline once before.
Shut up, Dylan.
That was the one thing that Brandi never beat. She rage quit.
It's fucking hard. I didn't know you had to have enough rabbits to eat so you could survive or some shit. And Dylan's like, make sure you
kill enough rabbits.
But... make sure you kill
All
enough.
right, I don't know where
wildlife.
you are, but I'm right at those dudes. So.
Oh, I was back. I'm still backtracking.
Well, I'm
getting there. You can just go.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Go.
I'll survive somehow.
I think I got everything. Oh, fuck off. You just knocked me over.
Well, apparently you didn't. Wait, Dylan, you were supposed to answer the question.
I can't really? Now. No, I can't do it now. No, with this. No, Resident Evil 8.
Resident Evil. No, he said, what do you expect from this series?
Going
really
forward.
Because that's going to be kind of like a long tangent, but I'm just going to read some of these comments here.
Okay. That we've gotten since then.
Yeah. Somebody said, Xenon said, even though we'll be getting Jill in Resident Evil 3 Remake, do you guys think Jill should return in a new main number Resident Evil game?
Yes.
They haven't done anything with her since Resident Evil 5 and Revelations.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, Gelman, because he just asked, no, they didn't mention Claire at all in Resident Evil 7, unfortunately. So,
they mention Alyssa from Outbreak, which I fucking love.
Yeah, that they did mention Alyssa from Outbreak, so that makes the whole dispute about Resident Evil Outbreak not being canon just moot at this point.
I know.
Because now Outbreak is actually considered canon.
One of my favorite things about Remake 2 was there was so many references to Outbreak.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I fucking love Outbreak.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting. So continue your expectations on Resident Evil 8 and the future of Resident Evil. Like, what do you think?
Oh, me? Sorry, I'm...
Yeah, because I already went.
Yeah. I don't know. I expected before we heard some of the leaks that... I thought the main series games would sort of become... The gameplay would become the Remake 2, Remake 3, because I thought everyone was so happy with that. Like, it was a good middle ground for people that love the 7 and things like that.
Yeah.
But now I'm just disappointed with those leaks, and if any are to be true. I did not want another Resident Evil 7 personally.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's going to be another Resident Evil 7 is kind of a bummer. So I could see that just being a continuation. As long as it's still popular, they'll keep going with that kind of gameplay and maybe not using our characters that much.
Yeah.
That's the part that makes me the most sad. Like, I know that the leaks say that Chris is going to somehow be involved too, but again, Chris, I don't know. I just think that, and Chris is honestly at this point overused. I'm glad that he's an OG character, but I just wish that they would use somebody like Jill. Really deserves a comeback. Billy Cohen deserves a comeback. Guess what? I'm never going to get that I want. But just saying. I don't know. By the way, I just found the rifle, Dylan, so I'm about to be fighting the same dude.
Stop knocking me over as I'm trying to fucking snipe him, you fucker.
That was a nice dodge.
Oh,
they totally are ignoring.
Watch it.
Oh, some part of me wishes I was just watching Dylan, so I didn't have to play my part either and just watch you.
I know. Well, I thought he instant killed me through the wall.
Wait, are you fighting him right now?
Yes.
Oh, great. Well, then Dylan's gonna be MIA for a little bit.
Oh fuck!
But you gotta multitask, Dylan. You gotta talk to us and play.
Well.
Well.
Tall thing to ask. Not this boss fight.
This boss fight is kind of bullshit. I like this boss fight though, honestly. Am I crazy? I really do like it.
I like the design of him a lot.
I think it's fun. I like the design. And the Mayday's creepy as fuck.
The Mayday is really creepy, and then it was even made more creepier when I read that he's not saying it because oh, he's gonna instant kill me. He's not saying it because like that's what he said as a human, which is what you would expect. He's saying it because something like he is just dead, and he's just saying randomness.
I know, that's actually really creepy.
Like his brain
he's
is
like
still
insane
kind of
or something.
active, and then there's something, yeah.
That's creepy.
Okay, so,
Something happened.
Yeah, so the comments here. Resident Evil said, I didn't like Parker as a partner. I'm used to something just a little bit different, because they put it different in all caps.
What, somebody hot or something? Like, what does that mean? That's mean, I shouldn't say that.
And then they also go on to say, he's just as useful as Moira with that damn flashlight.
That's true, actually.
And then Dival said Billy Korn would need a Resident Evil themed Splinter Cell game dedicated to going after the military officers that imprisoned him. But
yeah!
I guess
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
So Resident Evil said not Korn because like he made a typo, and
right.
He meant Cohen, I'm sure.
Billy Korn, that's cute. I like it.
And then Handsome says, hell, I was screaming, Mayday! First time I played this boss.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And then Ross Sandwich just said, Billy Korn, we stand. So.
We stand. Oh, we do. We stand Billy Korn. I like it. I'm gonna call him that from now on. Billy Korn. Who did that typo? Because that's gonna be the new thing we use in these streams. Billy Korn. I love it.
Resident Evil said Billy Korn, no Cobb. Like, I'm trying.
No Cobb. I love it. Oh my god, this is great. My favorite character is getting a cute little nickname. I love it. Oh my god. All from a typo. Like, I love that. He's like, oh man, I really didn't mean to do that. Now we're all like, hey, it's fine. It's cute.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
It works. He's Billy Korn on the cob. Aw. Oh, shit.
So, let's see.
So are there any other questions, or if there aren't in the chat, like, do you have any, Josh, or do we have any that we can start a new conversation about? Anything Resident Evil related, just shoot 'em at us. Yeah, I will be unapologetically myself, as I have been so far.
Oh my. We love to see it, so keep doing it. Let's see. Hanson said, this boss chopped me in half first time I played this, good god.
Yeah, no, this boss can be a bitch, and I'm not even there yet, so great. Can't wait.
Yeah. I almost just shot Parker because he jumped through the window. Oh, what the fuck?
So, I mean, I guess we can turn it back to you guys. Like, we've been talking about, like, our favorite aspects about the franchise and, characters that we love. So, like, what do you guys, like, who's a character that just stands out for you guys that you guys are just like, fuck yeah, I really love this character?
Well, I wonder who my choice will be.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Dylan, I mean, I always talk about Billy, and I mean, I go on, and that will probably be my choice. So who do you? I think I know who you would pick, but who would you pick as, like, right now as we're talking?
But for, like, favorite character.
Or just like somebody like Josh said that just stands out, that somebody you're like, oh yeah, they're such a good character. Or maybe somebody you wish would come back that we haven't seen in a while. Just like, I guess anybody that you really, really like.
Oh shit, hold on, he's gonna kill me.
He's getting killed.
Jessica.
Jessica.
Oh my god, you can't say her.
Yes, I can.
Like,
yes, I can. Don't you tell me I can't say her. Oh my god.
What if she doesn't, what if she's dead?
Well, we got a Sheva here in the comments, so that's awesome.
Wait, we got a what?
A Sheva here. Somebody said that they love Sheva, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Sheva's
an awesome character.
I like the ones that don't get recognized as much when people say, like, if they're a really good character and they're like, hey, I miss this person, I like that. Like, I feel like, because I mean, I kind of pick an underdog one when I pick Billy. I feel like even though he was a main character, and like you said, Josh, you don't feel like anybody's ever been like, oh, fuck Billy Cohen. Like, everybody likes him. I think he's, like, well received in the series, but I do feel like sometimes he gets kind of, like, forgotten about because everybody else has really come back from, like, the main entry. Like, even Rebecca has came back in Vendetta, but we just never I've seen Billy again. It's like, was he just supposed to be an RE0 to like make Rebecca cooler, and then now he's just not coming back anymore? It's very sad.
Oh my god. Fuck.
What happened?
No. Like, Handsome almost gave me a heart attack because he said Ethan ... and then he made another comment.
He's like, JK.
Yeah, like...
Just kidding. He said he gave me a heart attack. See, I mean, it's funny because even people that like RE7 or don't have as many complaints about it as I do don't even fucking like Ethan. Like, come on now. Everybody knows he's super, like, boring and, like, don't want him to come back. Come on, Capcom. Oh, sorry, I just burped. Oh, I gotta mute this when I burp. I'm sorry. I'm drinking beer. I'm sorry. Oh my
God. You're totally fine.
I feel super rude. I'm supposed to be like, you know, polite or whatever because I'm a girl, right? Is that how it I'm not even supposed to be drinking beer. I'm supposed to be drinking some like sweet Moscato wine or some shit since I'm a girl, right? Nah. I'll be alright.
Yeah, we love breaking the cliches, so, you
yeah.
know.
No, literally friends of mine do make fun of me, like, oh my god, Brandi, you're like the only girl of the group that drinks beer. I'm like, fuck you guys, it's better than your sweet-ass sugary mixed drinks you drink, like, shut up. Oh, man.
Oh,
I'm like the guy of my girlfriend group, is that fine? That's fine.
And I'm like the guy of my gay friend group, so is that cool?
I love it. Wait, Josh, I've been wanting to ask you this. I mean, we can definitely keep going back to the chats too, but just personally, like, what's your like drink of choice, and do you drink beer at all if you do drink, or when you do drink?
No, of course. So, when it comes to alcohol, like, I'll take anything as long as it gets the job done. You know,
right.
You know, like, so I have a lot of friends that don't like beer. You know,
right.
And,
it is an acquired taste, I'll say that, but
yeah, you know, but I'm just like, after a while, I stopped tasting it, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
You know? And some beer can be really good. So, like, yeah, I drink just about anything, but I guess my favorite, like, alcoholic drink, you know, is probably, like, tequila. You know,
oh
like,
god, you're cray. How do you do that? Oh my god, I would die. Like I'm only 25 years old and I'm already burnt out on like I can't drink liquor anymore. Like it sounds terrible, but like when I first started drinking when I was like in high school, no, I didn't drink in high school. I drank like vodka and shit, and I thought I was like the coolest, like biggest bitch in the world. And now I'm like, holy shit, I'd rather just drink a beer and like not throw up the next day or whatever. Like I'm fine. I do drink wine sometimes. I drink red wine every now and then, but beer's like the only thing I can handle anymore. I'm like a big pussy, but
right.
Like I'll go to the bar with one of my friends and she'll be like, "Hey, Brandi, I'm buying us a shot," and I'm like, "Girl, do you know who I am?" She's like, "I'm buying you a shot," and like then I feel bad because she already buys it, so I feel like I have to do it, and then I almost die every single time. God. I swear I'm a big baby when it comes to like drinking. That's why I just stick to my beer. Oh God. I don't know, and I feel like beer gives you like a real chill, like drunk too. Like I could sit here on this stream probably all night and sip a few beers, and you guys probably wouldn't. Well, you'd probably be able to tell I was a little drunk, but I just get like a tipsiness from it. Whereas if I drink like liquor, I'll be like, "Hey guys!" Like I'll just be really obnoxious.
Yeah,
I'm already obnoxious, so imagine my personality times like a million. That's liquor. That's liquor, Brandi. And my name's Brandi. I'm named after a liquor. I should drink it, right?
Yeah, exactly. We got some comments here ever since that. Okay. We have let's see. We have
shit.
We already covered that. Then
that's awesome.
Dieball said Claire needs a game dedicated to laying her Steve-related demons to rest. Interesting.
Oh, that's interesting. No, that sounds really awesome the way they worded that, actually.
Yeah,
I could see that working.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, even though I didn't like Resident Evil Revelations 2 because Claire was a man, like, Wait. What? That's so great! You just said that. Can relate. You know, get it. Like, I did enjoy the game. Like,
I agree.
Like the story, I felt like was
the story
really
was good. Barry was awesome in it. Yeah, no, I agree.
Barry was awesome. Moira totally. I don't know. Like for some reason, she just kind of like started to really like. I felt like I don't know. Like I started to warm up to her character. Like
Moira is great. Yeah. Brandi does not care for her when she's like a little bitch to Barry.
I'm like, you can't disrespect Barry. You know who he is. He is the most famous man in this franchise. That just makes me mad. But I like the story. I do like their dark like story with like, you know, Polly and everything. Like that thing was that whole thing was really cool. Like when you end up finding out why Moira is such a bitch, it makes way more sense. Like at first when they were just like giving her these stupid lines to say like moist barrel of fucks, like who the fuck actually talks? Like does Capcom think that's how American teenagers like speak? I don't know.
Yeah, you know what it was, and like, you know, like shots fired here, but like I feel like after the success and you know of Ellie from The Last of Us. And, like, you know,
yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's true. Yeah.
I always thought she was very similar to who was also a popular character for different reasons. What's her name from Life is Strange, Brandi?
Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe from Life is Strange. Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, but the Ellie comparison makes a lot of sense because Ellie was very like, you know, she's supposed to be like 14 in the first game, and she cusses a lot. She says the F word, but it works for Ellie also because she grew up in this apocalyptic world. Like she doesn't really know any better. Like she doesn't know that, like, you know, well maybe she does, but she don't give a fuck. She's just like, fuck, we're in the apocalypse. Who cares if you're proper at this point? But I mean, no, that's a good I never thought about that because she was so popular. Maybe they were kind of going for something like that with Moira. Maybe. Definitely. I don't know. That's interesting though. Yeah. Did he die? Oh, I killed him. I killed the comms officer. I rule. Anyway.
I was going to ask if you had gotten.
No, I didn't die by him. I was just sitting there enjoying our. I feel like conversation actually, while it might distract some people when they play games, it actually helps me because like we were just sitting there.
Me. Like that's why you always say like I could sit down and play Resident Evil 4 with a beer. I'm like I could not.
Oh yeah. I beer relaxes me. This conversation is relaxing me. We all good. We vibing up in this bitch. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
As I get hit, I'm like we vibing, and then I get hit. But yeah, no. Are there?
He just said Jill is my favorite, but I just feel like she was at her best in Resident Evil 3. She just kind of fell. She just fell kind of flat after that game. But I still love her, and I hope she gets that spunk back in the remake.
Who said that? Resident Evil. No, because while I love to, you know, highlight Billy and fucking be on his dick as much as possible, my actual favorite character is Jill. I mean, Dylan and I have always bonded and agreed over that too, that Jill is like one of the best characters in Resident Evil. I don't know, and I absolutely loved her in. What made me love her was actually I loved her in RE3 as well, but I think remake the RE1 remake made me really see Jill. Like I don't know, it's just like the Julia Voff face model with like Heidi being her voice, and then. I mean, even when Patricia took over in RE5 and she got even more depth, I was like, holy shit, this is a really good character. So I really do think Jill needs to make a comeback and not just in like a spin-off or a side game. Like she needs to have. I was hoping RE8 would be like they would realize like, okay, people want to see the characters come back. Let's at least fit. If they are going to start over with a whole bunch of new characters, that's fine. But can we at least end the characters we like? At least get some closure on like what's going to happen with them, whether they retire, whether they kill some of them off, which whatever. I mean, at this point, whatever. Just let them have a definitive ending. That Billy Cohen never got, by the way, just saying.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that was one of my things as well, like, you know, which is why...
Yeah, you posted something on Twitter about that recently. I think I retweeted it because it was a really good point. You're like, if we're going to start over, that's fine, but can we at least get some endings on, like, what's going to happen with them? Which makes sense, so it's, like, the logical thing.
Exactly, like, wrap up these characters, you know, like, before you jump on to kind of, like, this whole new, like, you know, cast of characters, because I totally understand, like, you know, for instance, like Ada, canonically, she's like 46 now. So like, see her grappling hooking around in that age is like, all right, like, you know, hang it up, this. Like,
I don't know. She's the hottest 40-year-old I've ever seen with her wearing leather pants and zipping around like Catwoman in 6.
Zipping around.
Exactly. You know, and so. Like, with that, you know, in mind, it's like, okay, so maybe it's time to kind of, like, give these characters, like, one last hurrah. Don't kill them, you know, but that would, like, break a lot of hearts. But, you know, like, give them some kind of closure that it's like, okay, they're passing the torch to, like, a new generation of, you know, characters or something, you know? And I feel like that would be okay, but, yeah.
I agree.
Comments here, we have, Handsome joked around with Ethan. Ross said that Sheva gets the bad rap because of the awkward AI. Totally agree with that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Resident Evil said that Sheva is the best. She made Resident Evil 5 so much better. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. You know, like, honestly, like, you know, a lot of people will say, like, yeah, it should have been Barry who was Chris's partner, which certainly does make sense, because like if Jill were to just be missing and then there's some kind of intel, I'm sure Barry would be like, because Barry, that's like a daughter to him, I would feel like.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I would feel like he would want to be involved in that search, but, if we couldn't get that, I'm glad that Sheva didn't turn out to be like an obnoxious Helena character, and she actually was.
That's true, though. No, that's a really good point, because I am definitely one of those fans that always think about, like, oh, it would have been cooler to have Barry, because even that line that Wesker says, like, this is one big family reunion, even though he totally could be referencing him, Jill, and Chris, it would have been so much more effective if Barry was there as well, and we had, like, an RE1 callback, but with that being said, even though I am one of those fans that probably, like, do always think, like, oh, it probably would have been better if it was Barry, I agree with what you just said. That's a really good point. Like, at least Sheva was a good character, and she wasn't just this obnoxious, like, character thrown in to sort of, like, she was actually good, so I can agree with that. I really do like Sheva.
And another thing is that, unlike, like, Helena and, like, Jake and stuff like that, like, who were the side characters who weren't, like, returning characters, they didn't make the primary focus of the campaign about Sheva. It was still about Chris.
Right. It was still about Chris and his journey. And the fact that she even is willing to follow along with him after he says he's looking for Jill, because she's even like, that's kind of stupid, where we should get out of here. But then she like goes with him because she's like very loyal. Like, her character's very loyal. I like that about her a lot. So I can agree with Sheva being a super good character.
Definitely. Let's see who we got here. Resident Evil said hashtag Queen of Beer, so that was to you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Then
that's a compliment to me, so thank you.
Then Handsome said Chris and Claire are probably my favorite. Second to Tyrone.
Siblings.
LOL.
Tyrone.
Tyrone is.
I'm not supposed to know who that is.
Yeah, it's a joke because there's this character in the new Resident Evil Resistance game. Named Tyrone.
Okay, I thought that's who that was, but I was like, I don't want to be wrong, because I don't really know a lot about that either. So.
Yeah. Ross Sandwich just said Josh has taste, and thank you for that. I appreciate that, Ross. I guess Ross also was agreeing with you. He said, I feel that with beer, liquors are dangerous.
There we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that I am not the only one that says, hey, I'm a huge coward and I can't do shots. Not that I have to at least have like 6 beers before I would even consider doing a shot, and even then it's kind of like, And I do shots like a little baby. Like, I do like half of it and I put it down, and then I'll do the other half, and everybody at the bar makes fun of me, but guess what? I am what I am.
Yeah, you're not trying to throw up,
Right? Exactly. I don't want to throw up right in your face. I mean...
Exactly. Let's see. Hansen said Revelations 2 felt inspired by The Last of Us.
That's a good... Oh, if you think about it, that could be a thing, because Barry's whole like relationship with Natalia and everything could be similar to like Joel and Ellie, which is super cute. And then, and all his angst with like Moira. That's actually interesting to think about.
Definitely. Let's see.
I love The Last of Us, by the way. Shout out Last of Us, amazing game.
Ross said, "Not a Hero" was a great opportunity for a Jill cameo.
Or mention, yeah.
I saw that comment, but I was just thinking, oh god, but a mention would have been cool, but did we want to potentially see a rushed RE Engine version of Jill like Chris?
Oh god.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe you make a good point.
And I think I can do one more episode, and then I'll have to stop. But I just started episode 4.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. They just agreed. They said, "Oh God, excellent point." So, I guess
excellent point. I love that.
And then I guess that Resident Evil is talking about Claire in Revelations 2 here, but he said, "Oh shit, I forgot Kathy Griffin was in this game." No, wait, I think he's talking about Raymond. I'm not sure.
In this game, yeah. Way though, because they both kind of look like her. That is so funny. Oh my god, I literally almost spit out my beer. I was taking a sip and I was like, yeah. Oh, that's so great. These comments are literally making me live right now. Like, I would not even want to be playing this right now if it wasn't for like all these people cracking me up.
Gelman said I liked her accent, but wait, which character though? Like
accent. Sure. Who are we talking about? Oh, Sheva, maybe?
Maybe Sheva. Yeah.
Because Sheva has a nice accent. Excella has a really nice accent too. My Italian bitch.
Yeah.
Yoni, I like it.
Oh yeah, he was talking about it.
Oh, Sheva, yeah. I can honestly say I don't know where the fuck I'm going now at this point. I just beat the comms officer. I got the key. Oh, I think I know where I have to go. I have to go on the stupid elevator, right? I don't know why it's stupid, but it just is because I don't know where I'm going. Oh, I know where I'm going now. Never mind.
The elevator's great, Brandi. Have you managed to like ditch your partner yet? Because that's always fun.
Oh, when you just go in there and then they just appear right next to you a second later.
Just teleport later somewhere else, but.
You know the magic elevator from RE0 that people make fun of a lot because it makes no sense? There's that elevator that like lets you go back all the way to the train, because the whole thing with dropping items was so dumb. It's like, dude, I get that you were trying to make it easier, but give us item boxes and the ability to drop items, then it would solve all of our problems. That's the only complaint I really have about Zero, is that whole thing is annoying. But guess what I love about RE0, guys? Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess what I love about RE0? How dare you? How dare you know me so well?
Ron just said Excella provided the drama I needed.
Oh my god, right? Excella is my bitch. We were talking about this before we started the show, or was it earlier, before we had like all these people in here, how much all of us appreciate Excella, and I absolutely love her. I think she's one of my favorite. It's a bold statement, but I really think Excella is one of my favorite, like, quote-unquote newer characters to come out of this year, like one-time characters, because she's so fucking hilarious, and she's like the representation of us Wesker fangirls with her French tip nails and her like flirtation. She so wants his dick in that one scene, and he's just like, nah, girl.
I know.
I gotta focus right now. Maybe later, girl.
It, like, mushes her away. Like, get the fuck off of me.
He totally does. He, like, grabs her face like he's about to, like, probably give her this kiss, and she's probably like, ooh, she's getting ready for it, and then just throws her to the side. She's like, oh, okay. Remember how mad she gets when he's like, the plan is in its final stages, I will not tolerate delay, and she just, like, she gets, like, this bitch face on. I love it. Oh, my God. It's so great.
She looks at him, and she's like, oh.
I know. It's like a whole sigh, yeah, and she storms off. Oh, I love her. Her whole character design is fantastic to me. I love it. I love the sexy, like, look of her, too, and this, like, she has this very prissy look to her, like she's, like, a stuck-up bitch, but, like, you love her anyway.
Yeah. Like, you know, I like, back in the day, oh my god, fucking 11 years ago, but...
Isn't that crazy? I know. Yeah.
Yeah, like, when Evil 5 first came out, like, there was...
We're all old, guys!
What? I know! There was an ongoing joke about, like, you know, between, like, my friends and I about, like, Jill, because, like, we would call her, like, when she was, like, in her Plague Doctor uniform before the reveal, even though we knew it was her, but, like, we would call her, like,
Bird Lady, Darth Vader Jill. I fucking love Bird Lady, man. That's, like... my favorite. I have an unfinished tattoo of Bird Lady, actually.
Oh yeah,
really?
You do.
Wow,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have your bitch. You got to say your other one, Dylan. Your other Resident Evil one.
Oh no, I have the Umbrella logo on my
the Umbrella
shoulder.
I forgot about that.
But it's like the Umbrella Chronicles one, so it's like it looks all scratched up and like broken.
Yeah, I like that one.
And then I have on my arm, I have the bitch in the red dress and like a fancy font because I love it.
I know, it's awesome. It looks like Ada. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, with like, as a matter of fact, I think it might have been that same scene where Excella was trying to seduce Wesker or something, and then, like, you know,
Jill comes in, yeah.
Yeah, she comes in like all fucking Darth Vader-esque, and she's like,
the BSA. Yeah. Oh, it's true though.
Like, we just used to fuck with her like all the time. Let's see. We got some more comments here.
Hooray! Well, this is exciting.
Yeah, Ross Sandwich said, I found my people, XO.
Oh, that's sweet. Is he talking about all of us? Because we love you.
Yeah, like, we love you, Ross. And he said, oh, honey, been there. I think he was talking about getting, like, advances kind of, like, just shut down or something.
Oh, advance! Let's be honest, I'm a girl and I've been there, so shut up.
Yeah. Then Resident Evil made fun of her her line. He even spelled it out how she.
What is it? What?
Maybe I tell you, maybe I won't.
You sound just like her! Holy funny. I love her. Oh my! I can quote literally all Excella's lines. That's how much I love that bitch. I don't know what it is about it, and the way she oh my god. She's like, you spent so long trying to track down Ouroboros. Well, here, enjoy. And it's like right up on her cleavage.
Oh my god! Like
Excella's the type of villain I want to be. I don't want to have my French nails on with my big bun in my hair, with my nice low cut dress and my boobs sticking out. I want to be hot. Like she's like the, and I want to have Wesker like reject me, even though later on he'll probably fuck with me anyway. It's all good.
Yeah, like honestly, no, I totally agree with that sentiment because like if I were a villain, then like I totally would be on like fucking Jessica Sherlock's like Forever 21 binge. Like it's like this girl goes like shopping, like, and they're just like, no, you're not supposed to wear that, and she's just like, well, guess what? I'm doing it anyway.
Well, guess what?
Like, and she just wears like whatever the hell she wants.
I love it. I know. I love her stiletto. Like she doesn't look like the stereotypical like villain. I don't know if that's like not that you know villains aren't like they always have like some type of sex appeal to them. Like even like Alexia to a certain degree had that. Like a lot of female villains have that, but Excella just like took that like sexy like she just like I don't know why I love her so much. Goddamn, she's just awesome. Like I could like fangirl about her for forever. I really wish she didn't die and she sort of like would have maybe came back in another game, but I don't think they would have. They kind of just do one like character like one thing per game now. I feel like nobody ever really transfers over to the next game anymore. It's kind of like everybody just dies and then they're like, okay, fuck it. Like everybody thought that Chris would have passed the torch to Piers and then he just fucking died at the end of 6, which I actually think was a bold move though, because people really liked him and it was really sad and tragic that he did die, but it was kind of like, no.
It was, but if they had done that, you guys were just talking about like finishing our character stories and then moving on to new characters. If they had done that with Piers, I would have been perfectly fine with it now.
Yeah, because he's a really good character.
Yeah. Alright, well, I got twisted and instant killed by the big fucking green thing, so I'm not going back that way.
Oh, fuck, am I going to be dealing with I'm at the cutscene, right? You're, like, significantly ahead of me dealing with it.
Well, I think I went where you get the sniper,
Raymond looks fucking weird.
I didn't have to go there, I don't think. So I'm not going
Oh
back.
my god. Okay, so Ross just said a line, and he spelled it out the way that Excella...
Oh, like, I love that we're still on Excella. That's awesome. What do you say?
Jill. You're like a broken record, you know that?
I love that. Yeah, Jill. And she does. She says it just like that. I can see her like her fucking like hand gesture while she does it too. Where's Jill? Jill. Yeah. She's like such a bitch.
Like, I think it was when they were on that elevator, Chris and Sheva, after they just killed that giant, whatever the fuck that thing was. And, like, it's like they're in this elevator with, like, all these pod people and stuff like that. And then Chris and Sheva, they're talking to Excella, like, on the little monitor. And then, like, I think Chris says, like, I think he's like, where's Jill? You know, and then Excella just does, like, this, like, little trolling giggle to him, like yeah.
It sounds like her. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. Oh my god, it's so true. Or has anybody ever played Mercenaries and played as Excella? Because she's fucking great in that too, where she just like mocks the enemies. Or like if you're like, Dylan? What are you always say that she says something really funny? Like if you're like calling her as your partner.
Her taunt.
She's like,
her taunt. You're just not ready for me. Or you're still a child.
You're still a child. Yeah. Those are like.
Or when your partner's dying and you're calling for help. Oh, stop your whining. What did she say?
Stop your whining. Yes, you're like dying. Oh, I love it. She is so good. Like,
bitch slaps
I'm so glad. Oh, when she bitch slaps the times, or when she bitch slaps even the enemy. Oh my god, it's so great. I love that I'm not the only one. I'm learning now that appreciates and likes Excella, because I always felt like, you know, people were like, well, you know, take her or leave her. She's just from RE5. But I fucking love her. And she definitely stands out in that game. The brief amount of times that she's in it, every time she's on screen, I'm just like, yeah, girl, you got it. It's her whole design too. Like she just has this like feminine like design that just appeals to me. And I'm completely straight, but I just think she's fucking hot. I'm just saying.
I what was it? I think like her voice line in Mercenaries, like, you know, like we were just talking about, it's so fucking hilarious. Even when she's getting grappled by like a fucking enemy with like some Venus flytrap mouth. Like, you know, you would think that you would sound like frantic, but she's still all seductive. She's like, "Give me some help." Like, it's like, what the fuck?
Forever seductive. Oh my god, that's so great. I love it.
I love it.
Oh my god. See, I'm glad. I'm super glad to learn again that I'm not the only one. She's fucking awesome. I wish she was actually in it more. Like, and then Wesker obviously is a dick and betrays her, which we all should have saw coming, and she should have probably saw coming too. But she was so blind by her, like, "Hey, guy."
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, I love it.
Let's see. Oh my god, Excella in Mercenaries was a delight. Excella
awesome.
is so much fun. I love her. Yeah, it's a lot of love here for Excella from Elizabeth. So I mean,
you guys
good.
are awesome. No, these batch of people that are watching, you guys are awesome. Like, you guys been super supportive of every dumb thing I've said tonight. So that's kind of nice. Like I said, like, "Oh, I love Billy." People are gonna get tired of me saying Billy, and they're like, "Nah, Billy's awesome." I'm like, "Oh, I'm the only one that likes Excella." They're like, "No, Excella's awesome." I'm like, "Oh, I don't really like RE7. People are gonna hate me," and they're like, "Nah, girl, you alright." I'm like, "Okay." I can appreciate my controversial comments, which can honestly get worse, but I will not make them worse tonight. I mean, it depends on what people ask me. If they're like, "Hey, Brandi, be honest about A, B, and C," I will always be honest. I'm just saying.
Of course, definitely.
But
you know, like, and you should feel like you don't have to, like, you know, like, censor yourself about that, because at the end of the day, like, you know, we're all fans, so, like,
exactly.
To kind of cower over your opinion just because you know that X amount of people aren't gonna like it is just kind of unfair in general.
Right.
It's like, hey, I've been playing these games too, like, you know. So, like,
yeah.
So back off, like, you know.
Yeah, no, and like back off, exactly. And like, real talk, like, I've been playing the game since they came out. Like, I was like a fucking child when they first came out, but like I would watch my dad and brother play. Like, I've grown up with them, so I feel like, again, I don't ever want to be that cocky shithead that's like, "Oh, I've been in this series since the beginning, so I'm allowed to have," like, but I mean, honestly, when it boils down to it, like, us fans that have played them since the very, very beginning, or have grown up with them or whatever, like, I feel like we do have a little bit of leeway to say what, I mean, everybody has the you know, the opportunity to say whatever they want. It's a free country, it's a free whatever, like, you can say whatever the fuck you want, whatever. But when I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to sound like offensive either. I don't even know how to word this without sounding offensive, but I just feel like, again, us seasoned veterans of the series, if you will, us old heads, if you we just have, I don't know, we definitely, I think we have a little bit of stronger opinions too, because we've been through so much shit with this series, like so many things changing and everything being so drastic and crazy. It's just like, you know, I don't know.
No, absolutely. You know, like, it would be the equivalent if I were to, like, let's say, like, I were to just watch fucking, I don't know, The Rise of Skywalker, like, tomorrow, right? And then I go back and I watch all the Star Wars movies, right? You know,
yeah.
You know how, like, all these people are kind of, like, you know, complaining about certain things or whatever. Like, who the hell would I be, even though I just got into this franchise yesterday, to tell like, these people who've been watching since like 1970 fucking 8 and shit, you know, like, "Oh, you need to stop complaining because I think it's fine." It's like, what? Like, who even are you? Like,
no, it's 100% the truth. Yeah, no, that's a really good example to use, because I couldn't think of how to word it without, again, I don't ever want to be offensive, because I think even the new fans that have joined the series, I love that too. I love how Resident Evil still resonates with people. I love how it's still pulling in newer fans. Like, I love that. The fact that it stood the test of time is awesome, and the fact that those older games are still being played, because I mean, with the RE0 and remake HD re-releases, and then RE4 will fucking always be around. I shouldn't even mention that one will always fucking stand the test of time. But I just love that those were even re-released. And Code Veronica being re-released for the HD re-release it was actually quite a few years ago now, because it came out for Xbox 360 and PS3, I believe, the first time it was re-released for the HD whatever. But I mean, even Code Veronica, like a game that came out on the Dreamcast, so it's just awesome that people still care about these games. So I would never be like, "Oh, these new fans like can't be like they're totally." It's awesome that they're fans, but again, you can't be a cocky shithead. That's just the end of the day. There's my philosophy.
Like, we can all coexist, and even being a seasoned veteran, like, I don't try to kind of like, belittle like a newcomer's perspective.
Right.
You know, like, because it, you know, at the end of the day, like it's not like a gatekeeping like franchise. Like, you know, although some people try to, you know, do that with the franchise, which really sucks. But at the end of the day,
I know, I hate that. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
We all love these games, and you know, we all love the fandom and the lore and the characters and stuff like that. So it's, you know, it's like that's precisely why like my Twitter like is the way that it is. You know, it's like anybody like it's a safe space for anybody. Like if you didn't like something about this Resident Evil, like feel free to like, you know, vent about it here. You know, like
I love that. I've noticed that about your Twitter because like I'll put like you'll post, and I don't comment on absolutely everything people post like all the time. I'll just like I'll see something, but I mean when I do comment, I always feel like, you know, I get a lot of support from people that follow you, or like, and that's awesome. It's awesome to sort of be able to. I'm also extremely lost, but I've been wandering around the casino for like 20 minutes as we're talking about. It's like super dark in the casino. Where do I go, Dylan?
I was just doing the same thing. That's why I was silent. You gotta go back. Where have you gotten the sniper yet?
I did, yeah.
Okay, you go back there and you can swim under the thing now. So I think you do something with the power
I
here.
gotta swim.
I don't know.
Oh,
either
okay.
way, there's
we'll
a bunch
figure
of
it
shit
out
here.
as we're rambling. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, to sort of wrap up that conversation though, I love your Twitter, Josh. It's awesome. It does feel like a place where all types of fans can go. And, you know, even though, like you said, you yourself are a seasoned veteran, sounds so weird to say that when we're all like in like our 20s or whatever, we're so old, but like we've grown up with the series, we're allowed to say that. But I do like, your Twitter, and I always love this stuff. I always look forward to the things that you post, especially when you like, you do this thing a lot where like, you'll like quote the series, or you'll do something of a moment that happened in the series and put like a gif that just fits with it perfectly. That's the type of sense of humor I absolutely love that when you do that. You'll be like Claire thinking of this like when Steve's about to go kiss her or whatever, like just anything, and you'll just put like a gif that like fits with that perfectly, and I'm like, that's hilarious. I love it.
Well, I'm glad, you know, like and I'm glad that, you know, a lot of people like the stuff that I put out there, because like at the end of the day, like I'm not some like big YouTuber, I'm not some big like content creator, I'm just a fan like everybody else, you know, and like I don't ever kind of like view myself as above anyone, you know. That's why when people, you know, like that's why when I got fucking fan art one time, I was like, wait, what?
That's awesome! Oh my god! Well, it's funny because I've always seen you as, and of course we're friends and we did the podcast before, so of course I see you on like that level too. Like we're friends and we both love the series. But I mean, even when I look at your Twitter, and I know you're super like humble and modest and nice and like, but as an outsider looking in, I will say you are super popular on Twitter, and that's really awesome. And I think you deserve it because again, you're funny, you're witty, you're nice to people, you're willing to listen to other people's opinions no matter what they like, even if you don't agree with them. Like you never shut anybody down. Like I love that. So I definitely think, you know, again, I know you're like super like modest about it, but I love how popular you are, because it's nice that somebody that is actually a nice person, you know, has that type of following. I like that. And very funny. You have the funniness too. I just got instant killed by that green thing too, by the way, Dylan. So it's all good. I didn't really expect it to be in there as I was complimenting Josh, but it was there. But anyway.
Evil just said, if we can't go to Josh's, where the hell can we go?
Oh, I love that. That's very true. I love it.
So let's see, so we covered favorite characters in the series.
Wait, but Josh, I know yours is Claire, but if you had to pick anybody, I always wanted to ask you this, if you had to pick anybody else besides Claire, who would it be? For like... Not even just favorite, but like you said earlier, like most interesting, or just somebody you'd want to see maybe return that hasn't for a while. Like who would you pick at this point with the series?
Oh my god, that's such a tough one.
It is. It's hard.
Yeah, because it's such a broad spectrum. There's so many characters.
Yeah, that's true.
Jill, like, I mean, I love Jill as a character, you know.
Yeah.
And like it's so hard. It
really is.
So I want to say Jill because, like, I mean, even though she's not like 100% my favorite, like, I will still fight for Jill to be in a game, you know, in a new canon entry, because like
she's Jill fucking Valentine.
Yeah, she's been done wrong, and like it's what she deserves. What she deserves. She's a leading lady from the franchise.
Yeah.
She's so iconic, like to the point that even people who aren't familiar with the franchise,
like know who she is, or I love that.
you show them a picture of a woman in a blue tube top and a miniskirt, and they're gonna know.
They're like, yo,
that's Jill Valentine.
That's JV right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
As far as like the thing with me is like I usually go for characters that I can identify with like 100%. That's usually what kind of determines why they're my favorite. Like,
right.
So obviously Claire having a lot of the same qualities that I identify with. Like being good with kids. Like being
that's
like
adorable.
Like, yeah, I love kids. Like I like and she's just like really nice to everyone and just warm and caring. Like I identify, but then like if she has to like handle business, she can handle business. She has that balance where it's like I can be this like amazing nanny, but I can also like shut shit down if I have to. And that's what I love about Claire.
But she's relatable.
Yeah, definitely relatable. But as far as like a character that I absolutely like identify with as well, I'd probably say Sheva. And the reason why that is it's like just her fucking loyalty, just kind of.
Yeah, she's so loyal. That's a good. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
like I said, she literally sticks with Chris after the mission's pretty much like done at that point, and she's just like, "Oh my god, we should both get the fuck out of here." And then he's just like, "No, Jill," and she's like, "Okay, fine, I'll go with you." Like I love that.
Yeah. So... she like for fuck's sake, like most people, like the second. Most people, like, let's say it was just anybody else who was Chris's partner, and, like, Wesker shows up and he's teleporting all over the place, like, I'm sure most people would have been like, all right,
fuck
Chris,
this.
You're on your own. But she was still like, all right, you want to save your friend here, you didn't tell me that this guy can
I know.
But I'm going to fight by your side. And I just that loyalty, like, loyalty is, like, such a big thing for me, and, like, being there for people through thick and thin, so I definitely identify with that, hands down, and so I guess it would be Claire and Sheva, but
that's awesome though. They're both good choices, so especially for the reasons that you gave. Like I really do like how I agree with both characters, but I love Claire's like thing. And you know what's sad though, and I think we've talked about this before, how in Revelations 2 that was just completely taken away from Claire, though, her whole like. Not even just like the look of Claire and the voice and everything that we can all bitch about all day, but like even like her character was like it just wasn't. I don't know. It was. I don't know.
It was.
Like
it was a slap in the face. To be honest, it was really disrespectful.
I agree. Yeah.
Like I get it. Like you want to kind of like show that Moira has like that big sister thing for like Polly or whatever. But
they wanted to sort of give it to her, but yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have to like completely botch Claire in order to do that.
I agree.
It's just kind of like, and then the fact that they rubbed it in by having Claire go, "Wow, you're really good with kids," Like
I love that she sounds like that.
Like it was like,
it's
whoa.
True. Yeah, no, it's 100% true.
Yeah, but like. I don't know.
Like Dylan always describes Claire in Revelations 2 as just like she cared way more about like her boyfriend than she did about like this little girl in danger, which was never Claire ever. Like she always put the sort of child character
there, like,
above.
There's literally a line where she says Moira's like, "Oh, we should go after the girl or something," she says that, and Claire's like, "Oh no, something, she'll be fine or something. We got to find Neil." She says something like that, like,
Wow.
It was the little girl's not. She can handle herself, but this I need to find my man.
My grown ass boyfriend. Yeah.
There was that line where she's just like, "Where are you, Neil?" And then Moira is like, what did she say? She's like, "Neil. What about the girl?"
Like, what about that is so insulting to the character.
That a little yesterday, Josh.
Yeah.
About man, how they just
they just really didn't care with that one. Like
and how like Allison, if she was doing it, she would have been reading the script and been like,
I feel like she would have had more of an opinion.
Are you writing for the right character? Because this is not the character.
I feel like Allison would have stood up for Claire and been like, "Yo, this is not Claire at all."
It's like, you want to recast me? See what happens. See how people like that.
She would have been like, "Excuse me, but you guys need to fix this because like I'm not reading this bullshit." And let's see. We have some some comments here ever since the last comment read.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Resident Evil said, "I identify with Ada. Give me my grapple gun and leave your kids at the door."
That's great. Oh my god, I love it.
Gelman says, "I relate to Ethan. I'm a coward." Aw. Ross, I guess he was agreeing with the sentiment that I made about Sheva, where it's like most people would have left Chris the second they saw Wesker teleporting, and he said,
"Yeah,
if I was Sheva, I would head the fuck out." Then he said, "I repeat, Josh has taste." Aw, thank you. Resident Evil said, "Moira and Polly Pocket can go somewhere."
Polly Pocket, I love it. That's great.
They really just forced that whole relationship with Claire. And then I guess Ross is talking about Neil. They said, "He's a grown-ass man," shaking my head. Oh my gosh. He says Neil needs me. And Moira's like, question mark, question mark, question mark. Let's see. Dyball said, "Yeah, really hated Claire's treatment," talking about Revelations 2. And then,
yeah, it's a shame.
Oh my god. Resident Evil said, "Leave it, James Baker." I think, like, he... Okay, so I know Resident Evil, you know, and he...
You're making me laugh before you even say anything.
It's because he knows who the actual voice actor is behind that James Baker.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he was about to say it, but then he like intentionally cut it off.
Well, he was nice. He was nice about it. That's good. That's classy. That's classy.
Yeah.
I like that.
We stand a classy guy, so.
Right.
Alright, can I use
Speaking of classy, I may have to go to the bathroom again. As classy as that is. I'm super confused, Dylan. I went back to the room.
Power? Yeah. I did
I didn't.
No,
I think we're running around.
No, I'm
Can
past
somebody
that
help
now.
us?
No, I'm past that now.
Oh,
I went all
okay.
the way to that other room and got the extra stuff, and then I went back to the casino, and as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh, the switch is right there for turn on the power.
Whoops.
Right
Then
next
I
to the
just
naked lady that you scan her boobs.
Oh, you scan her boobs. I forgot.
switch
I
is right next to
apologize
it.
in
I
advance
was
to
doing the
anybody that
same
watches me
thing.
run around for 20. Hopefully, our commentary was entertaining enough that me running around doesn't really fucking matter. But holy shit, I just ran around. I just wasted like 20 to like 30 minutes, I would say, of fucking time.
It's fun.
Yeah, we're good, right? Everybody still loves us, right?
We can feel the wandering.
We can just keep wandering. Oh my god. But yeah, I really before we fight whatever. Oh, I know what's going to come out
Rachel's
in this
next,
casino.
Yeah. Well.
No, I thought we fight something in the casino, don't we? Or is that later
No,
when
that's
we're
late. I
Chris?
think that's when we come back because I went through the casino and I'm looking for a key
great.
and I'm heading back. I'm gonna get Rachel.
Then I'm gonna go to the bathroom
Okay.
before I keep forgetting how many people are watching, and I don't want to be like that
You're
dirty
fine.
bitch. That's like. I'm gonna go take a pee-pee. Can I say it like that? Because again, and this is my second pee. You know what that means? Once you break the seal, I'm sure everybody knows what that means when you're drinking.
Yeah.
You just keep peeing every 5 minutes. So I'm notorious for that. So I actually did pretty good in between this pee and the last one. But guarantee I'm gonna come back and be like, "Yo, 5 minutes later, gotta go again." It always happens. But my apartment's small. I'll be back in like a minute.
Gotcha.
All right, so I'm gonna mute, and if there's comments or whatever you guys want to discuss, if there's questions, wait till I come back.
Okay.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay. Alright, so I guess I can ask you this. This hasn't been asked yet. There is a question here in the comments that I will wait to talk about, I guess, when Brandon comes back. But so we already talked about like our favorite characters and stuff like that. If we could choose like the worst possible character in Resident Evil, like, by your opinion, you know,
Right.
you know, who would you choose?
Who would I choose? Man, knee jerk. Ashley popped into my head, but But no. Ethan aside, because he's a blank, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll lump them together, and I'm not just saying this because I'm saying it to you, but Angela is such a fucking waste of space. She really is.
Oh my God.
Not even as much as Helena. Angela's a fucking waste of space.
Well, I love what I just came back on. I just came back to that conversation.
So I'd say her. She's just, and just again, her stealing the spotlight from Claire when Claire fucking came back and she was so good in that movie, and just unforgivable. So I'd go with her. She's worthless, and her taking the role away from fucking Allison, I swear to God.
Okay.
Are you guys talking about least favorite characters?
Yeah, that wasn't a question in the comments. That was one that I just decided to throw out.
Oh, wait. So what did you pick then, Josh?
No, I didn't pick one yet. That was him saying.
Oh.
That was, yeah. So you're up next. Like, who's your least favorite character in the?
That's actually hard because I don't. Oh, there's a lot of them.
There's
a lot that could be potential.
You want to guess,
like...
Brandi, who was the first one that popped in my head, and then I decided somebody else is worse. Who do you think popped in my head first as worst character?
Did you have? Oh wait, would this be obvious to me if you told me?
Yes.
Should I know this?
We just beat the game.
We just beat the. Oh, Ashley. Oh, duh. Yeah.
That was
I'm surprised you didn't.
First in my head, but no, Angela's worse. She's more offensive to me.
See, Ashley never really bothered me, so I wouldn't pick her. Angela is annoying, but is she the absolute? I don't know, man. That's hard. There's a lot of bad characters in Resident Evil. As much as there's super good ones, and I love the franchise, there's also really bad ones too. So, I would have. I'm trying to run through all the games in my head and see who just gets who do I just think has just nothing to offer, and that would probably be. I mean, Angela's a pretty close one, but honestly, it might honestly. This is gonna sound bad. Well, I don't know if it's going to sound bad, but whatever. I think it might be somebody from this game that we're currently playing, just because I think the story of this game is so fucking bad, and again, really, and I don't think any of the characters in this game are interesting at fucking all. Maybe with the exception of Jessica, not just because Dylan loves her, but she at least has an interesting personality, and maybe because Chris and Jill are the main, but even Chris and Jill are sort of meh in this game. Well, specifically Jill, but even though Chris is still Roger Craig Smith and he's consistent with the way he looks, even him for whatever reason they didn't give him a whole lot of personality in this game. I don't know. That's actually a really hard question. That's funny that's harder for me to answer least favorite, because there's so many bad ones. Sounds bad, but there's a lot of bad versus my favorite character.
I don't know if there's more characters you dislike more, but you're not a fan of Sadler whatsoever.
Oh, that's actually a good one. And I was trying to run back over my head of all the games that I love, and I'm like, Sadler's bad. Here's my argument of that. I love RE4. I have said that so many. I'm a RE4 whore, all day. Leon, I love Leon in that game. That was when he became super fucking hot. Everybody knows that. There's no secret there. So. And not even just that, I just think it's a fantastic game, although I know it has its flaws and certain things about it. But to me, I consider it a classic at this point. I love RE4. However, it's sad that a game that is that brilliant and that well made with that great of atmosphere, and Shinji Mikami's last game, and it had a horrible, to me anyway, final villain. I just don't think Sadler is interesting at fucking all. I think he's and the pompous way that he talks to Leon in those phone. I hate. He's yeah, you American pig. He's not. That's not how a villain should be. And that's talking back, thinking about Wesker and Alexia, and even honestly, people might be what the fuck, but even I really liked Marcus from RE0. There's really good villains in the series, and then you get to him.
Marcus is incredible.
No, he's great. I mean, his whole
his little anime version, young Marcus looks stupid, but an out of
he just
place,
looks like a Final Fantasy character, but oh god, again, I've been running around this casino for 5 minutes and now I fucking figured out what to do. Anyway, sorry, that was just me. But yeah, no, Sadler's a good choice, Dylan. That might be, but overall I honestly can't really pick as of this recording, but I would say Sadler's a good choice. Angela, Helena's pretty meh. I guess, or Ethan, I guess, would be a good one because I don't like RE7 at all. But like to me, like I don't even count him, so I don't know. But do you have an answer, Josh? As it took me again 25 minutes to answer, I apologize.
No, you're fine. There are so many characters, so it's kind of you got to go through the archives there to like.
Yeah,
really
you have to really think about it. If you say Billy Cohen, we cannot be friends anymore. It's like, I know you wouldn't say.
Oh, God. No. I love Billy Cohen.
I know.
And he's a Queen fan, just like Claire. So,
yes! Oh my god, those Queen... And I'm a huge Queen fan because, you know, it's Queen. Fucking come on. Yeah. So when I found out all those Queen references in the games, I'm like, holy shit, somebody on the team was a Queen fan, and I stand. I applaud that. Like... Definitely.
Sure. Let's see. As far as the characters that I hate the most, this is gonna sound so biased. It really is, and it's because they're voiced by the same people, and it's a toss-up between Helena and Angela, and the reason
which is good.
why. Yeah, like the reason why is because, like, for starters, like honestly. I would much rather see Ashley again, even though she was really obnoxious at times. You know, I've been, you know, like it's like okay, enough, you know, like we get it, but
but she was made to be like I feel like detestable and like an asshole. Like no, you were supposed to really not like her. Whereas I feel like Angela and Helena, they were meant to be likable, like main characters, and you're kind of like, it doesn't really work. 107.
Yeah, it definitely like it just. It didn't work with... Okay, so Angela, like, it was... That whole thing was... First of all, like, you introduce this character that's basically taking the spot that Claire should have been in. And it's not like, I'm pissed off because it should have been Claire kind of thing. It's like, no, genuinely, like, the trailer advertised that it was going to be Claire and Leon.
And Leon, like, reunited,
Yeah, versus this big fucking, like, G creature or whatever. But then we get this thing. Like, this heathen, this barbarian. Like, this...
That's true, though.
You know, and then, like, you guys didn't even bother to make her character interesting at that. It's like...
It's true.
Like, even her design looks so bland. It's like...
Yeah, it's really generic.
Yeah, just wearing some SWAT team uniform and has like this fucking like and you know like, you just look so basic. Like I can't even be like, oh yeah, she's hot. Like no, you know, and then to make matters worse, at the end of the movie when you know she's wearing her polka dot dress, you know, it's like the like the most disturbing sight to be had because, like, I'm sure she swears she's hot shit, but she's really not. She fucking looks awful. But yeah.
No, she does. She does. She looks awful.
Like like the character, which just felt like it was like this forced kind of like, yeah, you guys need to feel something for her, but it just never came across me, you know, and I couldn't feel shit for her. So, you know.
I agree.
Then leaning over to Helena, it's like, man.
It was like the same thing, basically, which is a shame.
Yeah, it's like you... First of all, like, you know, you... Now you want to, like, finish Simmons, and it's not because of what he plans to do to the entire world.
It's because he... Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know? So, that's what I mean about Sheva's, like, not having a hidden agenda. You know, because
she's just like genuinely there for Chris, which I like to support him and like be like, I love that.
Exactly. You know, she was willing to like fucking let go of Chris's hand so that Wesker would die. Like she was willing to kill herself. So
on that part, I forgot about that part. Yeah, that part's awesome. I remember that.
But Helena, like the entire time, she's like manipulating, and then on top of that, at the end, like when she should have been like arrested, you know.
Oh
like, of killing, you know, like Simmons, like this, but you really got the entire president of the United fucking States killed.
And they just forgive you.
Like, you should be in Guantanamo Bay right now, being like waterboarded. Like, but for some reason, just like. Like,
no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
You know, we'll just get a new president. Like, it's all good. Yeah,
we'll just get a new president. We don't don't care. I love that. Yeah, you would think that the U.S. government would have a little more, like, you know, like, all right, girl, you might be a good person, you may have had good reason, but they wouldn't have gave a fuck. She fucking got the president killed.
Exactly. So, you know, like, just...
And Hunnigan's all nice to her at the end. I'm like, girl.
I know.
I know.
Like, what are you doing, sis? Like, put some handcuffs on her right now. Like, arrest her.
Oh my god, that's so great. That's true. No, I can. You guys both had really solid, good answers. They are, because honestly, I can agree 100% with both of them. Like, Helena and Angela are just like the least interesting, and the fact that they're, again, no super shade. I mean, I guess a little bit of shade, but the fact that they're voiced by the same voice actor too, but they're just not interesting. I don't know. And it's funny that you said the thing about Angela thinking she's hot at the end, because I watch these guys on YouTube play video games. They're hilarious. They're really, really funny. And they said that the only thing they really remember about, they didn't even remember her name. They're like, oh yeah, that hot girl with the big boobs at the end. I'm like, that's literally all they took away from Angela, is that, like, she's got big boobs. Like, that's a shame. Whereas when you think of Claire and you think of Jill, like, while they're fucking, they're good-looking girls and they have their body and everything, that's not the only thing you think of when you think of Chris. Wow. Yeah, you think of his muscles when you think of Chris. Claire and Jill. So I don't know. It's kind of like funny that they were like, oh yeah, that officer lady with the big boobs. That's what they literally call her, and I'm like, that's funny.
And you know, it's crazy that you bring up, you know, Jill and Claire, because like I actually had a conversation with another friend a while back about, like, you know, how nowadays it's like, okay, we understand, like, you know, video game females can be sexualized sometimes, and sometimes they're like, you know, like wearing, like, you know, overly kind of like provocative outfits and stuff like that. But you know, like, the thing about like characters like Jill and Claire, like, you know, like, yeah, Jill was wearing a tube top and a mini skirt in Resident Evil 3.
But I never felt like it, honestly, and I'm a female, this is from a female perspective, I never felt once that she was being overly sexualized in that. Like, I thought it was a little, you know, like, oh, you know, she's going out in a zombie apocalypse, but like, when, you know, I also thought maybe that's just how Jill likes to dress in the summer when it's downtime. Well, it's not really summer,
exactly.
but and whatever. Like, she doesn't always have to be wearing like a military-esque like outfit. Like, she could be in her casual, and that's fine with me. And honestly, if you're friggin' hot and you look like Jill Valentine, wear all the fucking belly shirts and tube tops you want, girl. I feel you.
Exactly.
Like, that embraces, I feel like that, like, being like for a woman wearing whatever the fuck she wants embraces, like, I guess, I don't want to get like too political, but like feminism or whatever you want to say, more so than being like, oh, she shouldn't be wearing, like, that's bad to say that she shouldn't wear that.
Exactly. And you know, the funny thing is, like, even with her wearing that outfit, you know, you don't even focus on the fact that she's wearing it, because her character and what she's capable of is
exactly.
So good.
It outshines that. Yeah, if she was just some ditzy, like, I'm an idiot character, that it would be a lot more insulting. But and Claire in RE2, I don't really understand why in the RE2 remake it was changed, because she doesn't seem at all overly sexual. Claire has never, to me, seemed overly sexual. Even in Degeneration, where she's super beautiful, I love the way she looks in that game, and she has like her little tight jeans on, and Steve staring at her ass in that one scene. I love it, but I don't feel like she was ever like to the point where you're like, oh, you can't take this character serious. She's just like, I don't think that of Claire at all. Look at her in Degeneration. She's like so covered up in Degeneration. It's like, girl, you are too modest right now. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. I never understood the thing with Resident Evil females being sexual. I mean, if you think of characters like Excella, she's meant to be the way that she is, though. Like, there's a reason why Excella is all scandally clad or whatever, like, and it works for her. And like Ada's got her sexy red dress thing going on. It's just Ada. Like, when it fits with the character, it doesn't, people get so crazily offended. I don't get offended by that at all.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like, it like you focus more on the character and what they're capable of, as opposed to
like what they're
because like that doesn't even hold any kind of like factor over their character, like that good, and they're like portrayed that well. So
exactly,
you know, like you said, like if they were to make it like, you know, Jill like a ditzy kind of like, oh my god, Carla,
like an airhead, then it'd be
like,
insulting, but the fact that she's like super badass and capable and strong and smart and, you know, honestly probably smarter than the male counterpart in that game, because it's funny that she just gets the one up on Carlos all the time. Like, if you think about it, the female like protagonists of Resident Evil are smarter a lot of the time than the male. I'm just saying, like if you think of like Leon and Ada's like always one step ahead of fucking Leon in everything. I mean, she's ahead of everybody, but like with Leon, like she's like, and then he's kind of just like, what does she do? Like he never understands what the fuck her like motives are. And then you have like Billy and Rebecca. As much as I love Billy and been talking about him this whole time, like obviously in that game it's a little more obvious that like Rebecca's like the brains and Billy's just like the muscle in that get up. But I don't know, it's never like bothered me. Maybe I don't care that much, but it just doesn't bother me.
I know, trust me. Yeah, I feel like Resident Evil 2, even fucking Claire was like smarter than Leon. Like at this point, she found a whole kid, and she was like ready
she
to
found
leave.
a whole kid. Is that what you said? I love that.
Like she found a whole
statement.
kid. And she was ready to bounce. Like she was ready to leave the fucking station.
And he's just like, oh no, yeah.
Yeah, she called him, and she's like, Leon, come in. We're leaving. And he's just like, what? Like, the streets are crawling with this thing.
Zombies! You know? Yeah, you sound just like it.
And she's just like, it's okay, we found a way throughout the sewers. Follow us later. Click, and hangs up on him.
Click and hangs up on him.
He's like, Claire, wait! Man, why doesn't anybody listen to me?
That's exactly Leon and Ari too. I love it. Why doesn't anybody ever listen to me?
Yeah, like she's on top of her shit. She's just like, listen.
Oh my god.
Wait for you. Like, like I'm getting this girl out of here, and that's that. Period.
Yeah.
It was like the female characters. I feel I told this to Dylan yesterday, but even though the live action movies, like the Paul W.S. Anderson movies, are kind of like,
Oh yeah. Overall, yeah.
The one thing that he noticed about the Resident Evil movies, and he put in there, was that the women were at the forefront.
Right.
Like sometimes
because he had Jill and yeah,
you forget like that the male characters are back there, because like Resident Evil has such well-written and strong, iconic female characters that it's like they're a lot more compelling than a lot of the male characters in the most part.
It is true. It's true. Like, because I mean, the fact that Jill's my favorite character. Claire's up there too. I mean, I like a lot of the male characters too. But yeah, they're so unique and different than any other. I feel like females in other. I don't want to say just in general other franchise. I'm sure there's other awesome badass females in other we have like Ellie from The Last of Us. She's fucking awesome, and she's like 14, and she can like. So I'm not saying that there's none at all in other franchises, but yeah, Resident Evil like is really good about that, and like I always love that they always balanced it too. It would be like one game would be like for one of the male protagonists, where the next one would be like I liked how there used to be a really good balance. Now it just seems like they're fucking shoving Chris and fucking Leon up our asses every 2 seconds. But I mean, when they do bring the characters back at all, it seems to be them too, which is kind of unfortunate. But you know, they're still really great characters. I'm not trying to say, with that being said, the popularity of them hasn't made me hate Leon or Chris at all, but it has made me be kind of like sick of seeing them in a way. And I was like a huge, like when I say a huge Leon fangirl, you even asked Dylan, when Dylan and I first met, I was like, nope, Leon is the end all be all. Like, I want to fuck him. He's fucking awesome. Like that was me. I was like the biggest Leon fangirl. And I still am. I love Leon as a kid. And especially when I go back and play RE4, I'm like, holy shit, he is a really good character. But the fact that they have overused Chris and Leon, it's kind of a shame, because it's like, where the fuck are Claire and Jill? And there's other really good, or even Rebecca, like, and Billy, like I always keep saying, like there's other good characters besides Leon and Chris, just saying. But
yeah, exactly.
All the Resident Evil characters are great. Oh my god, I'm about to fight bitch, whatever her name is, so just in case I freak out. Yep, she grabbed me. Ew, she's got a tongue like all the other ones.
And then ended it completely red, so that'll be fun when I continue. But I'm gonna mute and go to the bathroom, and then I think I'm gonna end my stream.
Okay.
All right, I'll be back.
As I fight this bitch, I'm just starting. Oh my gosh. And again, I feel like while we were talking, I had like a follow-up question, and now I can't remember. This bitch came out and scared me. It was a question for you specifically, and I can't remember now. So we were talking about the characters.
Yeah.
We're talking about the sexualization, as people say.
And then you mentioned that you you were tired of seeing like
Leon and Chris, or yeah. So which one out of the two of them do you prefer, Leon or Chris? I mean, they're both amazing characters. Like, it's not like you're like, oh, I hate this one because I like this one. But like, which one do you like prefer out of over the other, I guess.
That is very difficult.
I know.
I honestly, it's a tough call because both of these characters have had so many different iterations of them.
That's true.
They haven't really been as consistent, so it's like I may have liked this character from this game, but not from these 3 other games that they were in.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So it makes it harder to be like definitively like, oh, this one's better than the other or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I will say, like okay, so for instance, let's ignore all the classics and let's go off of
the more modern ones.
Yeah, the most recent iterations of 2 characters, and one of them is Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 7,
yeah,
and one is Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think, honestly, I really loved Leon in the Resident Evil.
Yeah, I did. I actually did too. As a Leon, huge fangirl, and for me not really liking the RE2 remake, at least not to the way certain other fans did. I can agree with that though. Leon was done fantastically in that game. I mean, I feel like Leon's kind of hard to fuck up because he just always has the same sort of look to him. They did super good in this. I mean, this was just another good version of. I mean, Leon. Don't get me wrong. It's not like he hasn't had a bad version. I didn't really dig his RE6 one that much, but that may have just been, him and Helena. I don't even really know what it was. He also looked extremely old, which I guess he was supposed to, but I don't know. I just didn't think he looked the way, I don't know. There's been bad versions of Leon, but I mean, overall, I think he's usually done pretty consistent and well, and I do think in RE2 Remake he was done really, really well. And I really appreciate and like his voice actor, and I apologize, I don't know his name, I probably should, but I like that he... do you know his name?
Yeah, it's Nick Apostolidis.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to say. I remember that.
Nick apostrophe or Nick Aeropastel or something like that.
I love Aeropastel. That's great. No, I appreciate that he seems like he actually is genuinely a huge fan of the series. He wasn't just some guy that just sort of picked up the job and didn't know what he was getting in. He really likes Resident Evil and appreciates the character of Leon, and actually even tweeted at Dylan. If Dylan's back, he can tell the story, but basically agreed that Paul Mercier is the superior Leon, which I absolutely love that he agreed with. Because I mean, here's a guy who literally voiced the character, and he agreed with Dylan, saying yeah, Paul Mercier is my preferred Leon too. I'm yo, that's fucking awesome. That's super down to earth for him to even say that, and the fact that he picked the best Leon, he knows he stepped into the shoes of an iconic ass character, and he wasn't trying to be a cocky shithead about it. He was just that's awesome.
And he definitely did a lot of research, because he had the final say on Leon's outfit, because for some reason the voice actors in Resident Evil 2 Remake did. I don't know why.
That's interesting.
And he had the final say, and because he has such an understanding of this franchise and actually knew all right, I'm playing babyface, new to this whole thing, kind of Leon. I have to really incorporate, an earlier iteration of Leon into my performance, which is what he did, because even though he didn't sound as derpy as original Resident Evil 2 Leon,
which we all love, the derpiness of Leon.
he still had this very kind of gullible undertone to his character, and
which works for Leon.
Meanwhile we all know what Ada is actually up to, and he's just I want to help, and he's just very kind of
naive.
Very naive. And he really kind of found the perfect balance between being this fresh-faced naive guy, but also having this kind of authoritative, I'm still a police officer kind of characterization. So he did a fantastic job.
He definitely did. I really, he was the best one in that game. I really, really liked him, and I learning later that he was a huge fan of the series and did his research and played the games prior, and the fact that he cosplayed as Leon, I think recently, which was fucking awesome. I was awesome. That's badass.
It's literally he was done such a justice that it was okay, how can you not love this fucking Leon?
I know, it's true. Again, the closed-minded asshole of the series, still really, really, really liked Leon in the RE2 remake. He was done fantastically. He was I have very little complaints about him in comparison to the other characters in that game, but we don't have to get into that. But I mean,
like, honestly, but yeah, like, so I would probably say that I would probably choose Leon from
Leon,
remote
as of late.
recently.
Yeah, that makes sense though. I can agree with that 100%.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was muted for like a minute, but I was stuffing my face because I'm hungry. Doesn't that always happen when we're streaming,
You're all
Brandi?
good.
I get
What?
starving. Doesn't that always happen when we stream? We're like starving by the end.
Oh yeah, we always end up like super hungry. Although like before we started, I went out, remember, and I ate like 20 wings, so I'm all good.
Yeah.
No, I probably didn't eat that many, but I ate wings and drank a beer, so I think I'm good for now.
Wait, did you end the stream already?
Me? Or Dylan? Dylan, did you end
Did
yours?
I? No. I had it paused when I. So
he just muted himself.
I did. Yeah.
Why is there comments or are people not liking us anymore?
No, let's see.
I think I am gonna end it after. You could read those couple comments. I don't want to. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, run back to where you were. That's the end of the episode. Oh. Oh. Yeah. 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 All right, well, I'm going to end my stream now, but yes, that was a lot of fun, Josh, and you definitely need to come back. No. Yeah.